Should be good to go. What up, what up, what up? I'm just gonna do this really quickly so we go ahead and have the deck ready to go. But for those who are gonna get in here early, welcome. Today we're going to be doing some Pioneer brewing and testing, just kind of like how we've been doing throughout the week. Today I started working on this one when I got home, and I sort of went down like a rabbit hole. I wasn't actually planning on working on this particular deck, but I wanted to get this like idea out there, and it just kind of kept coming together. So I wanted to continue it, and once I finished the deck, it really looked like it could be good. But basically, what we have here is essentially a hardened scales deck, but instead of playing like green-white or green-black, like lists that we've seen in the past, some lists were even Gruul, I decided to just stay mono green, and I think it's actually pretty viable. There's some really cool things. The main reason why I wanted to stay green, or at least like mostly monocolor, is this card, which somehow I missed when the set was like spoiled, but this card is actually pretty absurd. It's just kind of good in general, and I suspect that it's really good in like a hardened scales shell. So I want to try it out, and I want to see how, I don't know, just kind of how it runs. I really just want to test Tribute to the World Tree. I suspect this card could be like pretty good in Pioneer in general. But again, I've not played with it, so I don't know exactly how good it is. But we'll see. We will see. So we're gonna get cards, and I am gonna do like a little bit more brewing, I think, like before I queue up in a league, because I do want to get some other ideas out there. There's been like some stuff that I've wanted to kind of put together. So we'll do that first, but yeah, this is the first iteration of the deck, so it could definitely be improved upon, but this is my first kind of, I didn't want to run too many utility lands, but I wanted to run enough to where like it made sense. Initially I was running some of the artifact lands, but I ended up cutting those because I really didn't need them. Yes, they triggered Patchwork Automaton, but like, truth be told, like, we have so many ways to give that card counters that like it kind of doesn't even need it, if that makes sense. So we'll see. So let me just, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna post this to my Facebook. By the way, if you guys haven't done so already, definitely check out the new Patreon. Went live today. You'll be able to see more decks like this ahead of time. There's going to come a point here very soon where I'm going to stop posting these things publicly, and I'm only going to make them available to the Patreons. So definitely check those out, and check out the tiers and find what's right for you. But I appreciate you guys supporting that, and it's just going to be a place where you guys can go and you know, check out all the things that I'm working on and get ready for the events that you're preparing for. So
If I had been the things that
there.
have been agile, athletic, admired, and popular.
Yeah, I looked at that too. Yeah, I looked at that too, and I was like, I reread it, and I was like, huh, this is worded very interestingly. So like, once I read it a couple of times, I was like, oh, I think this is actually just gonna be like the creature's gonna die before the second trigger happens. So, but yeah, I mean, it's still cool though. Like, it's still a very effective thing that we're doing. So, you know, if we could cast him for 0, that would be insane. I think that would be pretty fucking insane. Like, then you would just max out on X spells, right? Because then you would just have like a bunch of like access to a bunch of like what do you call it, like 0 drops essentially, and you could just go like absolutely insane. I am gonna post this in like one more Discord, but I also wanted to bring up that if you guys are patrons, you get access to exclusive channels in my Discord. That is going to allow you to either ask questions or make like certain discussions about, like, if you're in tier 3, you can discuss like decks that you're working on, and I can help you run those through leagues, that sort of thing, save you a lot of time and effort. So like, well worth it if that's what you're looking for. So I'm gonna, did I not save this to the folder that I thought to? I guess I didn't. I thought I did. I fixed the mana base, so like someone pointed out like the Nykthos and stuff, and I was like, yeah, like I did a couple of test draws with it, and like the hands that I would hit Nykthos early, it was like super sad because like then I couldn't cast our enchantment, and that's like to me the main draw of the deck. It's like not even Hardened Scales at that point. So I was like, yeah, this has got to go. In fact, I really didn't even want to run this many lands to begin with, but I was like, if we have to curve out, you know, I guess the extra mana is not going to hurt us too bad because we can just pump that mana into our some of our mana sinks, and I try to put a decent amount of them into the deck as well because you know, we have some good payoffs and stuff. And if we get flooded, we want to be able to like utilize that. So. Cool. Yeah, we actually trophied the other day too with the Rakdos brew, which I'm super excited about. The Rakdos brew, I think it's so fucking good. The Waste Not creativity deck. I do have a couple of cards I need to try. That's a bad thing about like trophying with your first league. Like you really don't know where the deck's weaknesses are. So like I intend to like test that deck some more. A friend of mine made a recommendation for like a almost strict upgrade, so I want to try it out because it's like, if you ran a suboptimal list and you trophied with it, it's like, you know, it's exciting to be like, damn, like this deck could even be better. Like that's pretty insane. Not saying like one league is everything, but with Pioneer Brews. All right, so we're done with that. Okay. But yeah, so the other deck that I wanted to try out was where is it? I got a bunch of notes up and stuff like that, sorry. There's another deck that I want to try out, and I guess I'll get it out on paper. But I did put together Elves, and I think, so I want to update this. So let's see. Oh wait. Yeah. So this was like the Elves list that I want to try. I really didn't do anything to it. I simply like updated the cards, like basically like took out some of the flex cards and replaced them with Ancient Imperiosaur, which is like another win con for the deck. And I feel like you can get this creature down like really early with this deck because obviously like it goes like pretty wide. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to trying. I'm gonna put an Elvis Visionary. This is coming from someone who has never played this deck in Pioneer, by the way. Actually, I lied. I think I played like one league with it and I did terrible. So I do want to try this out at some point. But yeah, there's some flex slots in the deck. So okay, so the other deck that I wanted to get out on the screen. What did I say on my? So I also made a post on Patreon, but I said I was gonna work on some decks in Pioneer, and Phyrexian Tribal, Ancient Imperiosaur decks, which, you know, kind of like here and there looking at it, I feel like Elves is the best shell for this card. But you see, the thing is, like, the Convoke, the best way to convoke this card is with green creatures, and all of the go wide creatures in Pioneer are are like red for the most part. So this is like the only deck that can really go super wide on green. And I feel like that's a huge advantage when you're trying to convoke like a 7-mana convoke spell with double green, right? Because only the elves and the other green creatures can tap for green. So, and like worst case scenario, you could court for it, I guess, but I don't know why you would do that. If you're courting at that point, you would just court for Shaman. So, Flash is a card that, or a deck that I really wanted to work on, and then Inga and Isika. Wizards, not wizards. So like I have a wizard deck that I actually 4-1'd with, and I threw this card in here. I didn't play with this card, mind you. I threw this card in here to like kind of remind me of like this card being kind of ridiculous. So it says creatures you control have vigilance, and basically they all become mana dorks for any color, right? So I'm thinking to myself like, okay, how do we take advantage of like this card, because like that's pretty powerful, right? Like if you're casting this on like turn turn 3, the second effect too like really allows you to like start to kind of go off, so to speak, like draw a bunch of cards. So I'm thinking like here, I'll kind of show you guys where I'm at on this. So there used to be like a mono blue devotion deck in Pioneer, and that sort of became, or really I don't know which one came first, but that sort of became like a combo deck with the elementals and the Merfolk. Let me kind of open up a copy of this, and this is going to be a completely different deck, so bear with me here. This is going to be Simic combo. Alright, so first things first, like we're not going to run Collect a Company in this deck. We're going to pretty much completely change the landscape of how this deck is going to play out, right? And I need to like kind of reset some filters here and stuff. So let me see. Okay, the mana value is what's keeping me from seeing it. That's what it is. All right. So we're definitely going to play 4 of these. And our win con, well, I don't know if we're actually going to run Merfolk Trickster or not. Probably not. The Malevolent Hermit's probably okay. Okay, so let me find like a template of this deck. But the idea is that basically we play Leyline of Anticipation, and that'll be how I search for it on Goldfish or whatever. Leyline of Anticipation says you can cast spells as if they had flash. So like it also contributes to our devotion, and what we're gonna do essentially is find a way to pretty much draw our entire deck and then play Thassa's Oracle. And that is normally difficult to do, but with this deck, I think that it's gonna be possible, because people have done it in the past, but they haven't had like too much success with it. Otherwise, you guys probably would know what I was talking about by now if you haven't already. But yeah, so let's see. That's white blue. We're looking for. See, these are mono blue decks, but we're not looking to play mono blue. We're going to be mostly mono blue, but we're not quite. And I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. So, the most recent one was in 2023, so that's good. Alright, so basically we're going to cut like a lot of this shit out of the deck. And what we're going to do, I guess I should just look up Master of Waves, because that's the combo essentially. It's Master of Waves and it's Risen Reef. Basically with that we're gonna get like a shit ton of fucking triggers, right? We're gonna get a shit ton of triggers. Okay, I found one. Cool. Oh, it does play Collect a Company. Very interesting. yeah, so this is kind of like the deck, like the framework of the deck. I'm thinking like, and this was actually fairly recently that a person did this. This is the Heartbreak Kid. I think I've seen them in the 5-0 dumps in the past. So this player, you know, knows what they're doing. And essentially, next time a non-legendary creature, next time more planeswalker into the battlefield this turn, they enter as copies. Well, that's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of crazy, actually. This card's pretty sick. Anyway, essentially what this person is doing is what we described, basically, right? They're getting a Master of Waves out while they have a ton of blue devotion, and Master of Waves creates elementals, so basically they're going to get a ton of Risen Reap triggers, right? And then once they draw pretty much their entire deck, because it is a May ability. That's one important thing to note. So you don't actually, you will deck yourself, but you're not going to lose. You basically just deny, like, it says put the card in your hand, I should say. So you're not drawing a card. So once you get to 0, you put another card in your hand and so on or whatever. So you're not drawing, so you don't lose, and then you just cast Thassa's Oracle, right? It's because you have a million dudes. So like my idea for this deck essentially is to take what this person did and basically put in the new card that we got that will also allow us to draw cards and also accelerate our combo as well. I don't know if it replaces Collect Company or not. This is where it gets a little tricky. So like this new card is 4 mana, obviously. We can't hit it off Collect a Company. Normally you wouldn't play Collect a Company in a deck that plays like 4 drops or whatever. So like we have to find a way to determine like if Collect a Company is better than this card. Because like the thing is, we're also playing Master of Waves, and like I don't know, I just kind of feel like this card might just be better than Collect a Company in this deck. Like maybe this just replaces Collect a Company. Is that crazy to think? I don't think we play obviously we don't play Llanowar Elves and Elvish Mystic. But I am gonna essentially copy like their mana base because I mean that just makes sense to me. I recognize one of my weaknesses. I'm not very technical when it comes to deck building. Like I have it in my mind how I'm gonna build a deck, right? That much is certain. But I'm not very technical when it comes to like mana bases, right? I don't do like the hard math when it comes to building mana bases. I mainly just go off of vibes and I template a lot. I use other decks that are kind of doing like almost what I'm doing, and I sort of copy what they're playing like. So that's like a lot of what I'm doing here. So Hinterland Harbor, and I'll replace some stuff if it doesn't make any sense with like what we're doing, but essentially this is, and then once I'm done compiling this, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to like compare it to other lists and be like, okay, this is how these lists are different. And you kind of learn a lot in this process about like weird niche archetypes or maybe even popular archetypes. Like I feel like I've learned a lot about how people build decks like black-red midrange, for example, because I've referenced like Misplaced Ginger's list so much and seen the differences in how people build those decks and stuff. Alright, so this is essentially how this person is building it. Alright, so we're going to go from here. So I'll move Gadwick over to the side because they're only playing 1, but I may play more. So yeah, so Leyline of Anticipation is, it's a 4-drop, but we're, you know, obviously like trying to mulligan 2-1. Master of Waves. The cool thing about Master of Waves too is that it not only does it have pro red, but it's also a wizard, which is very interesting. In this particular shell, that is that can be relevant, you know. They're playing 4 Malevolent Hermits, which like I kind of agree with, in all honesty. This card is like super annoying for like blue-white to deal with. It's very, very, very annoying for what do you call it? Hidden Strings to deal with, you know. things like that. They're playing 4 Thassa's Oracle, which far be it from me to, you know, like assume the right numbers and stuff like that, given I haven't really played the archetype, but I think that 4 is not totally necessary. I get that it adds to our devotion, and that's important, but it's also like not a very good card. I mean, it does stall them, I suppose. That Mystic Reflection card is pretty badass. I'm definitely going to include one of those. I'm not quite sure the best way to use it yet, but it seems very powerful. So basically, I guess what you would do is you would foretell it, right? You would pay 2 and you put it face down, and then like once you're ready to go off, you play it for 1 blue, and you the next time 1 or more creatures or planeswalkers in the battlefield, they enter as copies. So like you can do it for Risen Reef basically, and then you would just get like a shit ton of Risen Reef triggers. I don't know. I'm sure there are other applications, but that's the most obvious one to me. They are playing Moonsnare Prototype, which I suppose makes sense. But are they playing that card because they have to? I wonder. They're playing Moonsnare Prototype because they want to tap their... Is it because they want to tap their creatures? But it only adds colorless. It only adds colorless. The other cool thing is, these things don't have haste, do they? They don't. I was going to say, if they had haste, you could tap them immediately for the mana. You could, like, do some really crazy shit. Yeah, you could do some really nuts stuff with that, but... yeah, probably, looks like there's a few different lists here, but I like this person's list, the Heartbreak Kids list, the most, I think. It looks like they've put a lot of thought into, like, the numbers and stuff, so, like, we'll stick with theirs.
Prize I won.
Oh, shit. Tony Rain, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you for hanging out, swinging by. Let me know if the music volume is like too low or too loud. I messed with like my volume settings today, and I wanted to make sure that everything was good for you guys. So, okay, so they are playing 2 Siren Storm Tamers, and then is that it? Is that the only difference between my list and theirs? No, because they're playing Moonsnare Prototype. So what's different? They're playing 4 Brazen Borrowers. Oh, they're not playing the Ley Lines of Anticipation. Very interesting. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that Ley Line of Anticipation is not worth it? I guess not. Like, you don't necessarily need it. I mean, it adds to your devotion, but like... what creatures are you really trying to play at like flash speed? Would it just be like Master of Waves? You know what I mean? Like... see, they're playing Moonsnare Prototype in its place, which technically adds to your devotion, but also allows you to obviously ramp out. It's probably good. Let's see what creatures we have at 1 mana, and then once we get done with this deck, guys, we'll go ahead and play through the league with Mono Green Hardened Scales. Sorry if you're like misled by the title. Although I did say I would be brewing, so I can't say that I completely lied to you. But yeah, the Ley Lines of Anticipation, they might come out. We'll see. We're gonna look at like what creatures. Mana value 1. We're gonna look at what creatures we can play at 1 mana to give us our devotion. I've seen people play Benthic Biomancer before. This card is actually a combo with like some weird saga or something. Because you like, I don't know, you like draw a bunch of cards and discard a bunch of cards. Judge's Familiar is pretty tight, actually. This card is actually very dope. Is there anything in the new set that we would play? Probably not. So you get this. Activate abilities. There's no active abilities in this. Transforms and no. Okay. So yeah, Judge's Familiar is a hometown favorite for sure. Defender Haste. This card is really cool. I always want to play it, but it's like, I love the art. First and foremost, the art is incredible. It's kind of like a shame that it doesn't see any play in anything. Mausoleum Wanderer is essentially Judge's Familiar. Just a lot less cool. This is actually, sorry, I should probably drag this over so you guys can see it. I apologize. What card was I looking for? Oh, Mistcaller. Mistcaller is actually a really good card against creativity. It's like you, it like contributes to your devotion, right? But like also, you sacrifice it whenever like their Atraxa or whatever, like, or before it enters, and it just exiles it, right? So they don't get the trigger. Probably worth having on the sideboard in some capacity, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just too cute. Maybe it's not necessary. So basically, I don't see anything that looks like it would be just strictly better than the things that tap. So like he had 2 Siren Storm Tamers and then 4 of the artifacts that tap for mana or whatever. So like it's probably just worth it to do that. I don't know what we're protecting, but I mean clearly just creatures that are better than Siren Storm Tamer, I suppose. Alright, Moonsnare Prototype, that's the other card. So basically all we did was take out the collected companies and replace it with this. And I guess the true test will be to see whether this card is just better than collected company in this deck, which, I mean, it possibly could be, because you got to think, like, 4 of your cards, at least, are not Coco hits, and, like, this deck isn't really, like, like, you're not maxing out on 3 drops or anything, you're really just trying to hit, like, 2 Risen Reefs off of Coco, and, like, I don't know, I feel like it's, it would be just better to play, Inga and Asika, but I could be wrong. Could be totally wrong. I wonder, there's not a blue card that's better than Unlicensed Hearse? I guess not, huh? Ew. It's like looking at a list and they did terrible. I'm not going to copy that list. There haven't been a lot of these decks. Yeah, there haven't been a ton. They're sort of niche. Like, there was some stuff in like 2021, but they're not very popular. Probably because they're bad. Tidebinder Mage. Doesn't untap. That's cute. Okay. Yeah. I'm cool with this for now. And then yeah, let's run a league. So like the other thing, got the Simic combo deck. If we have time, we might play that one today. But yeah, I wanted to test the hardened scales, the mono green. I'm kind of excited about this. I really just want to try Tribute. I really want to see like how good it is. Hey Swifty, what's up, Patrick? We are working on, so initially we were working on this deck. This is what like I wanted to play today, and then if we have time, we'll play like something else. I Another deck that I really wanted to play, so we talked about Elves with the new Dinosaur. We talked about the Simic combo deck. This is the Elves deck that I was talking about. It's essentially just Elves, cut the flex for Ancient Imperiosaur. No, I haven't. But that's another card that I was, because the new Blue-White Angel with Flash is like almost strictly better than Realm Seeker or whatever it's called, right? It's probably like the only Flash Angel in the goddamn game, right? Yeah, what Patrick is talking about is this card right here. Arrington Giada. Flash Flying Angel Human. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast spells with Flash or Flying, which is all of your angels, basically. And Angels was already like they didn't need to splash before, but like this is definitely a good card. And you can play Linvala, like the 3-mana blue-white Linvala. So yeah, could be super good for sure. I have not seen it, but if you do want to link it, you're more than welcome to. I'll check it out. It definitely is on my radar. I've also considered just playing that card in a Flash shell. You know what I mean? Because there was a blue-white Flash deck that 5-0'd a league very recently, and I've been meaning to try that out. Okay, let me fix some shit real quick. So I kind of changed, for those of you that might be a little bit more observant, I kind of changed the outline or the overlay of my stream a little bit. And my purpose was to get a little bit more visibility on myself, but also to allow for more room on the stream. So hopefully you guys can see. Put an angel deck in Discord? Okay. I'll check it out in between rounds. Alright, first match with the Hardened Scales. This hand looks pretty fucking dope, right? We've got our namesakes. We just need a payoff, essentially. And, like, if we curve out to 3, then, you know, it's not a particularly fast hand, but we literally just need, like, a payoff in this hand, and we'll be good to go. I will say the conundrum of this deck, right, is essentially, like, do you play Hardened Scales into Ozolith and then play a creature, or do you like Hardened Scales, creature, Ozolith? You know what I'm saying? There are like decision trees to make. Of course, we may not get those decision trees, but we'll see. Opponent's like, I'm already fucking dealing with some bullshit. Like, this is... but yeah, so next turn we go Ozolith, and then hopefully we draw a payoff at some point. But basically what we need is... I mean, a third land is also good, depending on what they're playing. This could be... Okay, well... Clearly they're playing some kind of, like, artifact aggro deck. That's perfect. So I think I cast this first, and then next turn we cast a big Stonecoil Serpent, and it'll, if my math is right, it'll be a 4/4 or these. This always confuses the shit out of me, so I'm glad. This is why I'm a Magic Online player. I don't have to do the fucking math. I just assume Magic Online is programmed correctly. Okay, so they're playing like a red-green, like Kodaltha Boros deck. Please don't cast 4 Burning Tree Emissaries and a Reckless Bushwhacker. I would be super sad. Okay, this is neat what they're doing. Alright, that could have been worse. Oh shit. This is kind of sick. You guys see this, right? We're gonna play this. Right. This is pretty fucking dope. Okay. That's pretty fucking cool. Wait, so we don't get the... Do not get the Ozolith trigger? One or more. Why do we get Hardened Scales but not the Ozolith? I mean, still pretty cool. That's odd. This is when you should probably know, like, how your deck works. But I think I'm pretty safe. I should probably be playing a main deck Shadow Spear, because I was thinking about it and I was like, you know, there may come a time where, like, I have to catch back up from, like, a board state, and, like, I'm gonna need something to, like, gain me life. Otherwise, like, my opponent can, like, kind of sneak underneath. So for some reason I'm only getting one trigger. Is that how that's supposed to work? Am I fucking tripping, guys? Is that how that's supposed to work? Well, I'm gonna attack with both of these things, because I feel like next turn they're dead, basically. Like, whatever trigger I put on the stack first, it's like disappearing. But one or more +1/+1 counters put on a creature, get that many +1. They're both worded the same, right? If one or more +1/+1 counters will be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many +1. So we cast it for 3, and it came in with +1, and then it came in with +1, so it's 5. And we drew a card? Yeah, it worked right. I think. I mean, I think that math is right.
If money is the evil root, let the smoker shine the coops. Rich bitches that love the boost. I'm just here to find the truth. If kilograms is the proof.
Another Gleeful Demolition. The cool thing about this too is it has cycling, which is and it works on board as well, so you can, like, put the counters on a creature. I mean, that's pretty fucking dope. That's pretty fucking dope. Alright, so, like, we're playing against, like, another creature deck, essentially. I don't actually know, like, what their deck plays. I mean, they might be a, it seems like their artifacts don't really matter too much. I'm assuming they're just playing, like, Kadoltha, or Kadatha, whatever the fuck, however you say it. Red-green, where they're basically just going wide and trying to cast a Bushwhacker. Pull up a list. Of course, there's so many goddamn red-green decks in Pioneer right now. Yeah, this is essentially what they're playing. Tarkus Commands, Synthesizer, Combustion. So basically, like, the only enchantment they play is Kumano. They'll probably bring in Cindervines, Strangle. But yeah, none of their artifacts really matter. So Shadow Spear is definitely coming in. I think Animation Module is kind of slow. I don't think this is really the matchup for it. I think Tamiyo's safekeeping is pretty good. Not only does it gain us life, it saves one of our creatures. We're kind of set up pretty good to deal with a deck like this, if I'm being honest. I think Tail Swipe is worth it to just destroy a creature, and probably Voracious Hydra. The question is, like, what are we cutting? Is the real question. Tribute is amazing, but, like, it is slow. I am on the draw. I probably have to cut some number of them. And I guess we're cutting some of this card too. So let's just kind of trim here. Maybe safekeeping isn't necessary. They don't have that much removal. But it does give our thing indestructible too, which is nice. I think I'll cut the hangerback walkers because, like, they're really slow and we're replacing them basically with Voracious Hydra at this point. So yeah, let's go with that. I know they're blockers, but like, I don't know. I mean, it takes 2 mana to essentially make a 1/1 if I don't have a Scales out. But I feel pretty good about this matchup. The things I was pretty certain about is animation module just being too slow here. But I could see leaving in this and like maybe 1 or 2 hangerbacks. The thing is too, like I said, their creatures and stuff like doesn't really matter. Like they play so many like Scales, Dog Champ. Yeah, this deck was pretty tight. You missed a good first game if you weren't here. For the first game, nobody knows I'm a dog. We played, we had not only Hardened Scales, we had the Ozolith, the 2-mana Ozolith, and we had the 3-mana enchantment out, and we were just throwing down 4/6. We threw down 2 4/6 flying Ornithopters and a pretty big Stonequill Serpent or whatever, so that was pretty dope. Yeah, this was my first pass at this deck. Wrong deck. I did play another Hardened Scales deck. I was playing green-white off stream. And yeah. And like once I wasn't actually planning on playing this deck today. I just got home from work and I like started like, I was like, oh, let me kind of work on this a little bit. And I just went down a rabbit hole, you know? What did opponent do? Did they keep 7 or are they mulliganing? They kept 7. This hand is not particularly one I would be happy about keeping. I mean, like, this card obviously is good. We've got the Ozolith. We need a creature, though. I'd be kind of worried about getting ran over. But we do have one of our namesakes. And I guess in a pinch we can Lair of Hydra and fight them. Yeah, I did board out one in this matchup. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. Maybe I'm wrong for it. I don't know. Yeah, this looks more stable, I guess. Between Stonequill Serpent and Ornithopter. Actually, I'm just gonna put back the safekeeping. Yeah, I was curious about the right number, but also, like, I was like, I mean, if we end up getting, like, really ridiculous, like, maybe 4 is fine, because if we draw another one, we can just play another one. I don't know. But it's possible, like, 3 is enough. Alright, we just play the Shadow Spear this turn, I think. And I guess we can play Ornithopter too. It's funny to see like all the people, like the lists and stuff. You can tell when people copied like modern Hardened Scales because they'll have all these like one-of artifacts but like no Urza Saga. It's like it doesn't really make any sense, but like that's just the framework that we're used to seeing, like one Shadow Spear, one Pithing Needle, one, you know. Yeah, man, this sucks because like this is the problem I have with this deck is like some of the times like because this says until the end of turn and not like Mishra's whatever, which says until the end of your next turn, like you have to essentially hope that you can cast the top card of your library, otherwise like it just burns a card, which is, I mean, not the end of the world. Like people used to do the same thing with the Red Prowess guy, Abbott of Carol Keep. I just realized they could technically use this against me. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but it could hurt depending on the situation. Oh, they did use it against me. That's right. You don't get the... Oh, man, no. No. I mean, casting a Stonecoil Serpent for 2 is kind of pitiful here, right? I think I'm gonna wait. I don't think I need to cast it or anything like that. I think I'm just gonna wait. Because, like, what if I draw the enchantment now, right? Like, then I'm gonna really regret just wasting Stonecoil Serpent that can get, like, that can get killed by a shock. Snap block. No! Okay. You got me. Do we play an Ornithopter in efforts to block a 1/1? I don't think so. Again, like, if I draw the enchantment, then, like, Ornithopter becomes, like, a 2/4, which is capable of blocking the Goblin Chain Whirler. So, next turn I might Stonecoil Serpent into fighting the Chain Whirler. We'll see. We'll see what they do. Something for... okay. Can't cast that card. They're getting a lot of dudes. Yeah, I wanted to use Tail Swipe here. There's not really a creature that, like... Or, I'm sorry, there's not really a... oof, they're going wide. Yeah, there's not really an instant that, like, fights that puts a +1/+1 counter on your creature. That's just 1 mana. So I was like, okay, this one's instant, so it can, like, deal with Greasefang. And also, like, probably kill whatever your opponent's doing. So, yeah, I know it doesn't do... counter, but you know, it's Pioneer. You know, we gotta make do. All right, so we drew a Hardened Scales. Better late than never, I guess. Opponent's only on 1 card, and they didn't really do anything last turn. Could go Hardened Scales and then Stonecoil Serpent. And I guess we would just go ahead and cast the Ornithopter because they're starting to build up kind of a scary board. I could also just Stonecoil for 2. It would be a 3/3 and then just fight their Goblin Chain Whirler. Since it's main phase, it would kill it. It would be Gucci. That's probably just better. I will say, without the 3 mana enchantment, and this is the issue that I was running into with the other Hardened Scales deck that I was telling you guys I tested, you do run out of gas with these decks, like, relatively quickly. Like, you can spew your hand and have, like, a ridiculous start. Like, we haven't even fucking begin. We didn't even play Patchwork Automaton yet. Like, that card is sicko mode. So, like, you can have some pretty nutty hands, but you will run out of gas fast, which is why I was so excited about the 3 mana enchantment, the World Tree thing. I almost keep wanting to say the Erd Tree because I'm so fucking, like, my brain is broken from Elden Ring. Oh no, what are you... Oh no! Oh no, they have Stoke the Flames! No! That was so good! Oh, I didn't even think about Stoke the Flames as their last card. Oh, that was so good. Oh man. Yeah, so I thought about Steel Overseer too. I guess with black-green you would get access to the snake. You remember, what's the snake called again? The snake? Alright, well, we're not going to show them that, right? Because they just have us dead on board. 4 damage, yeah. Not Striped Riverwinder. What the hell am I thinking of? I can't remember the name of the card, but you know, Winding Constrictor, that's right. Striped Riverwinder is like the fucking cycling card. Alright, well, I just got my ass kicked. Our hand was a little awkward. Maybe Stonecoil Serpent isn't that great. I mean, do we want to, like, try some copies? Like, maybe some splits? I really want to tribute that game, so I'm going back up to 4. Going back up to 4. I mean, I guess we could go down one of these. And I kind of just feel like I drew bad, but I do want to like make sure that I'm not like, you know. This little dude's neat. He's kind of like got like pseudo modular. There's no sacrifice effects in the deck. I thought about playing a couple, but like I don't think it's necessary. I think if you put enough counters on them, like your opponent will be forced to deal with them. All right, so we have to think of a card to take out. Just like probably a Stonecoil Serpent or two. Like maybe I'll just split these guys. And I guess I can cut an Ozolith. I mean, alright, we'll run it back like that. Mostly the same deck, right? We're just kind of splitting our numbers a little bit. Alright, well, this isn't a keep, unfortunately. Fuck. I need lands. See, I was thinking about running Tails or Bushwhack because you can search for a basic. I was thinking about it. Because we do have a decent number of basics. We could run Bushwhack. Not that this hand would have. I mean, I guess maybe Inscription could be Bushwhack, but like, come on, look at this card. It's fucking nutty. Nutty in this deck. I can't keep this, right? Like, this is stupid to keep. Like, I literally have to, like, not only... If I hit runner land, this hand is pretty good. But I'm only playing 22 lands, so the odds of that happening are relatively low. I think I have to go to 5. Part of my growth, I feel like, as a player is stopping myself from keeping dumbass hands. I don't know if you guys can relate to that at all, but one of my own personal flaws that I had to identify in myself was like I kept stupid hands way too often, and I would use like circumstantial evidence to back up my dumb decisions. Like I'd be like, oh, that one time I kept a 1-lander and I fucking drew lands. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not a good comparison. That's not a good mantra to live by. We're just waiting on our opponent here. But yeah, I think we're supposed to go to 5 here. Even though this hand is, I mean, like, if this was a land, I would keep this all day. 100%. It just needs too much. And maybe I should be playing more 1-drop creatures. I don't know. Like, maybe I should, I thought about playing Ginger Brute too. Because, like, thinking about the prospects of, like, playing Ginger Brute and, like, putting a bunch of counters on it and making it unblockable is, like, pretty sweet. obviously it would enter with haste, you know, so you could like do some tricky stuff. But Gingerbrew itself is not an enabler, so it's kind of like iffy. I like this hand a lot. I think I'm just gonna bottom the castle here. And I'll have to decide whether or not I want to lead off on Automaton or Ozolith. Yeah, there's a lot of different directions you can go with this deck, but I haven't seen anybody do this with it yet. And I feel like this was kind of like these two cards were like made with each other in mind, so like it's worth exploring the synergies there. Like, you got to take like the little low-hanging fruits that like the research and development team at WotC like gives you sometimes, I think, and I think there's definitely something to those two cards. I don't know if they'll ever develop into anything, like namely in standard, right? Because that's the most likely format to be impacted by a new set. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know what's taking our opponent so long. They're starting to take a while. Did they like shock and pass? Is that what they did? Okay, well, I guess we just play a Patchwork Automaton, because it's not like I can kill it. So they maybe play with fire like on her face or something. And then next turn, if we draw a land, we can go Ozolith, you know, yeah. So they scry to the top. The cool thing is this has Ward. I've played this card in Legacy, so I love this card. I really do. I've got screenshots of me making like a fucking 7/7 on like turn 2. Or not turn 2, but like turn 3 or something. But still, this card's basically like untouchable in Legacy. I'm taking this hit all day, of course. Alright, land. Not a land, but not bad. I think for maximum value, we go ahead and cast this now. And I will definitely not be blocking, so I'm just gonna attack here. And maybe that's greedy, but you know what I should have did? I should have played Ornithopter. That was really stupid of me. I had the plan in my head, and I just didn't do it. That kind of sucks. I hope they don't kill my Patchwork Automaton now. That punt was brought to you by your boy. Hopefully it doesn't cost me the game. Because if I play Ornithopter there and this gets 2 counters, like they... and I could have hit them for 4. Fucking hey. Oh well, we're learning. We're learning how to do addition and subtraction. At 31 years of age, I'm starting to finally learn how to math. Okay. Alright, that's not the worst thing that could happen to me. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it's not bad. Not that bad. I think I'm just gonna start building a fortress here. Fortress that they like literally can't attack through. Oops, no. Do I want to hit them for 8 and like be a little greedy here? I guess so. Might as well. Because then they have to start respecting the automaton. God, imagine if we had Shadow Spear. I mean, we'd have to wait a turn to equip it as it stands, but... And the cool thing about how Iron Apprentice works with the Ozolith is like, you get the counters like twice, basically. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Alright, don't kill me. I mean, this has been pretty crazy though. Even with my misplay, we still like managed to make a ton of power in a very short amount of time on 2 lands, mind you. Opponent's probably trying to figure out a winning line here. There's probably no way. I mean, if they swing out, then this dies. It's gonna make one of my creatures huge. Like, it just, I don't know. Okay. Draw a card. So they're making a bunch of blockers, basically, what they're doing. I mean, I think I just blocked Burning Tree Emissary in this case. And take the 5. But I will say that if I do that, I do leave myself almost dead to Stoke the Flames. That's kind of scary. So I think I have to respect Stoke the Flames. Because I don't want to block with Ornithopter, because that it might, yeah, because we get the counters here. And then we get the counters. I mean, we can put 2 counters here. So yeah. Does this have to, yeah, it has to be a sorcery. I mean, either way. Yeah. Not the 9/11. Alright. 1-0. Yeah, I thought it was out of Stoke range, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I think they were like that either way. Like, they were trying to maybe force a block from Ornithopter. Hey, Bubba. Come here. Come here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. The rat makes an appearance. Yep. Hey, Bubba. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, goodbye. Okay, bye-bye, Charlie. I'm scared for my life. Alright. A little rat dog. A little rat dog. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. No worries. This hand looks dope. Oh, that's fine. He's okay. Yo, buddy. Yeah. One of my chatters is nobody knows I'm a dog. Alright, so I don't want to make any educated guesses here, but I think I know what they're going to take. Oh man, thought they were going to take that Ornithopter for sure. Well, no Thoughtseize bug, unfortunately. I mean, do I want to go ahead and cast this Ornithopter? Guess so. I'm presumably playing against black-red. Nah, I'll leave it. Leave it the way it is. Yeah, I like that emote. Hey, buddy, why you barking at me, huh? What did I do to you? What do I have? Is your ball underneath my desk? Oh, his toy's underneath. You gave it to me. Okay. Yeah, guys, don't forget the Discord server is free to join, obviously. It's open to everybody. The patrons, however, will get exclusive access to certain channels, so keep that in mind. Bless you. Don't do that again. I mean, I guess, like, if it dies, I can animate my Hydra. Bless you. Put the counters on it. Certainly isn't the hand that I was looking for. However, hopefully we draw one of our enchantments, which is giving more merits to running 4 of them. Black-red is a good deck to play against, though. This is kind of like a benchmark of the format, I feel like. Thank you for giving that to me. Now you're going to stare at it and bark at me. My dog likes to do this thing where he gives me his toys, or he puts them somewhere where he can't get them, and then he barks at me to get them for him. He's like, here, Dad, take this. Oh, and by the way, I can't get it, so, like, now you have to take it. You have no choice. Okay, well, that's not what I wanted to draw. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I have to keep these cards in my hand because, like, if I draw like a Hardened Scales or something, yeah, just doggo things for sure. I feel like if I draw Hardened Scales, I'm gonna have to. Do not give me the toy. I don't want it. Man, you know, if we had this Hardened Scales, this would be a decent hand. I'll just take it. Fuck it. Seems crazy, but I don't know what else to do. Hopefully they don't just like slam Shieldred. That would suck. Okay, Bankbuster's not terrible. Okay. Hopefully they don't upbraid me. That would suck ass.
Slim, I don't know if you noticed it, but I've had your back from day one, nigga. Let's blow this bitch.
I mean it, dog. You ever need somebody off? Whose throat is it?
Well, if you ever kill that Kim bitch, I'll show you where the ocean is.
Did you check my audio, by chance? Did not. Don't upbraid. Don't do it. Don't cast a braid. You don't have a braid. One of the 2 cards in your hand is not a braid. Okay, that's what I thought. Are you checking? Okay. I'm gonna hold the Ornithopter just in case we draw the enchantment. World Tree enchantment. And I'm probably in the business of blocking with these apprentices at this point. Gonna guess my opponent's plan is just to draw a card. Okay. Is it good? Okay, put it down just a notch. Man, this Iron Apprentice got pretty big pretty fast, didn't he? He's a big boy. I don't even know what I'm looking at when I look at this picture. It's just a machine of some sort. It looks like he has like a Gatling gun or something. I assume they're gonna kill this with this on the stack. Otherwise this... Okay, maybe not. Maybe they're just gonna... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. They can just kill this. Yeah. Okay. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Well, I guess that was one of the reasons to play the Ornithopter. Okay. Sick. All right. And this would put 2 counters on something. So we could technically make our Ornithopter a 2/4. What is that noise? Hey. God, I'm sorry, guys. That was a really good draw. Sorry guys, my dog's barking, so I'm like feeding myself. I'm a little distracted, so I hope it doesn't cause me to lose this game. But sorry about the noise. It is, that doesn't play around Fatal Push, but I feel like they maybe would have Fatal Pushed in response. Or the Stonequill Serpent. So yeah, I'll try it. I mean, we would still get 2 tokens, I suppose. I mean, our recovery this game was pretty insane though, right? Like, we were facing down like an abysmal amount of damage and stuff, and I held everything in my hand to get the most value out of it, and I feel like that was the right call. Of course they fucking draw Shieldred. That's like the one card that, you know, allows them to like somewhat stabilize. Annoying, but it's fine. Alright, so we gotta decide what we're gonna do this turn. Yeah, you can't really attack. Okay, I mean that's a card. I mean, if we attack with both creatures, God, if they didn't have Shieldred, it is like so over. Anyway, if we attack with both creatures, like, that's not lethal. This puts 2 counters on something. Hangerback Walker could put 1 counter on itself. I think I'm gonna take 2 damage next turn, regardless. So I have to have enough blockers to block. 1, 2, 3. Really, I have to have everything back, I think. And just hope for like a lethal swing. Oh man, this is rough. Right? Because I can't attack with anything, because then they just swing at me with everything. They get the Graveyard Trespasser trigger, which would be 1 life. I would take 2, and then I would have to block everything. In fact, I can't even actually activate Ozolith this turn, so I'm just going to hold everything back and activate Hangerback Walker, I guess. Because that makes the most sense. And then hopefully, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this, but we'll get to a removal stealth for sure. Yeah, that Shieldred definitely saved them because they were super duper dead. But they did draw 3 cards. Plus all of the treasures, or not treasures, the blood tokens they sacrificed. But impressive recovery from us. I mean, that at least adds some merit to the deck. I'm surprised we were even in this game. Alright, while they think this through, I'm going to use the bathroom really fast, because I really got to go. I'll be right back. Come on, son. Come on, bud. Come on, you little boy. Has my opponent done anything yet? Okay, they did do something. Cool. It doesn't have menace. No, it's the land that has menace, the black man land that they have. This is lethal though, technically, because then they can crew the Bank Buster, but I don't know if they know that or not. We'll see. Yeah, they figured it out. So like we can animate a layer and like block things, but like basically we're gonna go down to 2 and then we're gonna draw a card and lose. So there's no way out of this. So yeah, we just lose. Okay. All right. So playing against black-red, I didn't really have like a like solid sideboard playing against black-red when I built this, which I know sounds silly, but like. I kind of was just thinking like Gem Razor is pretty good against them. I guess like my idea or my thought process is like I cut some of the cards that are like the fast cards against them. Like Springleaf Drum probably isn't like super duper necessary. You can still keep 1 in, that's fine. But we keep in things that grind really well, like Animation Module. I don't think we need all of our Ornithopters. I think we can probably afford to cut a couple of them. I like Stonecoil Serpent and I like Hangerback Walker a lot. I really like Tribute. This card is so-so. I mean, it's like, it can unearth, but they can also just exile it, so it's like, could be bad, could be good. Normally I would cut like an Ozolith or something, but like, they do have a Braid, so... Yeah, maybe we just cut all of the Ornithopters, and... Is Voracious Hydra worth it to bring in against them? I mean, they can kill it on the stack, but it does kill Shieldred. Although... Yeah, Shieldred is a little bit of a problem, isn't she? Because it's gonna fight it and it's gonna die. But I guess it does get her out of the way. Yeah. Not the worst. Better get your act right, cause last night I heard gum slapping, now guns clapping. Quick reaction, each has an equal and opposite. You ain't shit, I'm a certified mosh pit. Elbows, knee blows, you flaming Cheetos. AKA cousin Larry Balky from Meepos. Bless the little kid looking, ladies love teeth crooked. Ronnie Boy slay back. I don't think I'm like gonna bring in Haywire Might. My idea was like Haywire Might is mainly for Gruul vehicles. I know it kills like some of their stuff like Bank Buster and the what do you call it? enchantment they play, but I don't think that's worth it to me. Okay, I mean, it's a little land heavy, but I'll keep it. I am a little worried about Thoughtseize. This is when we need, fuck, what's the card called? Gives you protection. Veil of Summer. We need Veil of Summer. Opponent mulligan to 5. Pretty low. No, stop. God damn you. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Just let me do my thing. They were like, I'm gonna mulligan for a Thoughtseize. I'm not keeping a hand without Thoughtseize. The cool thing about Tamiyo's safekeeping that I'll admit I didn't even really plan for is that it gives a permanent hexproof and indestructible, so you can actually protect your like Ozolith and stuff. That wasn't a bad draw. I'm not gonna play Hangerback Walker just yet. I guess I'll play the Apprentice. Since they're down to 4 cards. Like they're gonna save a lot of their removal. That's a pretty decent draw. I wonder if they'll try to... Okay, I was gonna say, I wonder if they'll try to like Bone Crusher Giant or something. I still kind of want to save my Hangerback Walker though. Is that like greedy? Because like if I just play it for 1 and it dies, I'll kind of feel bad. Yeah. Okay, it's a creature, so it's not an artifact. I mean, I think that's fine. I'd rather save Tamiyo's safekeeping for either the Ozolith or my Hangerback Walker, so I think that's fine. Yup. Nice. So, play this. And play this. And we make it a 4/4. Pretty good draw. I'm actually pretty cool with this dying too. I do wonder though if we should play like some sacrifice outlets. Like I came like very close to running some things to like just sacrifice a creature in this deck. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh well, at least we get the counters with the Ozolith. That's fucking annoying. Ugh. Creature. Well, it's kind of a creature. I mean, we don't really need to use it right now, so like I guess we just cast it. Fuck it. Put them counters on him. He has reach and trample. It's huge. Pinned in. Here we go. Just let me untap, bro. Just let me untap. You motherfucker. Stop. Stop killing my shit. Oh, what are you doing now? You better not destroy Ozolith, I swear. Okay. Alright, they have no cards in hand. They're out of cards. The next creature I draw is like GG's. I mean, it's tapped, but whatever. So this doesn't have trample, right? It doesn't. I mean, I guess I'm not doing anything with my mana anyway. Do I want to put... I don't want to put my counters on it, though. I'll put a, I'll put a 1/1 counter on it. Might as well, I guess. Kind of painful. I don't want to. Can I say no? Yeah, I can say no. Okay. I mean, they kind of have to leave something back. Unless they want to, like, start taking, like, boatloads of damage. This man land's gonna be annoying for me, though. Bless you. Okay, I mean, we can make a 1/1. It's kind of neat, right? So we can animate this. It'll be a 2/2. But it can't be 0. So we do have to... If I leave everything back... If I leave everything back and cast Tamiyo's Safekeeping and block, what does that do for me? They'll exile something, put me to 3. I go to 5. And that's lethal. So I have to, like, make them do a dumb block, basically. That's my only shot. Yeah. They're not gonna block this. There's no way. They're not that crazy. Man, we were so close. I feel like, I don't know. I'm learning some things about this deck. I'm learning that we definitely need Shadow Spear in the main. We could probably cut, like, I don't know, we can cut something. I don't know what, but, like, I definitely think I think there's some merits here. I just think we have to get the numbers right, but yeah. Black-Red's gonna be a tough matchup regardless, because they have, like, things like Fatal Push and stuff like that. And that Extinction Event was just a house. Like, Extinction Event is pretty good against Patchwork and Automaton. Not that that was the card that they invented, but it's also good against Hangerback. Like, naming even is, like, pretty good against me. This hand looks good, though. The OG Ozolith looked really good that game. Okay, so it's like red-green dudes. I'll play the Automaton. I won't play Ornithopter just yet because I want to see if we draw a land. Because if we draw a land, then we can play Tribute and then play Ornithopter. fine. I'll take the 1 damage. I'm worried about that. Fuck. Alright. Well, what are you doing, son? Is it Hangerback Walker we play then? I mean, could be. Let me get that up for you, Berman. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Stream Decker. Welcome to the stream. Current deck. Yeah, it's one thing that I forgot. I did like everything else today, but I forgot to upload my deck to Stream Decker. So let me do that now. Upload new. Yeah. Mono green heart scales. All right. Oh yeah, no, and it's, I mean, it's kind of back too, honestly. All right, so what are we doing this turn? I think I'm just casting Hangerback Walker this turn, oddly enough. I'm just attacking. I don't want to like go all out because, you know, I want to cast this before I start to cast a bunch of other shit. I'll block one of these 1/1s. Fuck, man. We need another land. You wish it was good in Pioneer still? Well, there might be a case for it now. I mean, with the new cards, it definitely seems to have, like, definitely more legs than it had before. How do I want to do this? I mean, I could cast another Hangerback Walker. Really don't want to do that, obviously. I think that's the play, though, and I think this time we're not blocking with it. I think we're just chilling. Just gonna attack the one with flying. Yeah, it is, and it's something that I hadn't like really considered before, but when I started brewing the deck, I was like, well, there's actually like some merits to this card in this deck, and like I was saying, like these are like little breadcrumbs I feel like that the R&D team leaves, like when they, you know, print a card like the Ozolith and then they print this like together in the same set. Like they're kind of saying like, okay, these cards were intended to be played together. For some reason I can't draw a goddamn land to save my life. Yeah, well, I mean, Ornithopter is like really good with Patchwork Automaton. No, I'm not like doing a good job of showing that right now, but so why didn't our opponent didn't play anything? I wonder why that is. Why would our opponent not play anything? They could have played a Lovestruck Beast. What instant spells does red-green monsters play, or red-green mid-range? What's this deck called again? It's not Gruul Aggro, because there's so many fucking red-green decks in Pioneer, I swear to God. I just want to know what they play. I guess they could be holding up a Seiju. That's one card. Yeah, they don't play anything like really at instant speed. So it's like gotta be Boseiju. Yeah, I mean it also triggers off of like there's a bunch of different ways. Like you have the Ozolith to put all your counters on it. Like there's a bunch of different things to consider when you're thinking about like is Ornithopter worth it or not. Like initially I was like thinking the same thing as like this card probably isn't like okay, this is the new card they're playing. Okay, so they're gonna kill my Patchwork Automaton in response to this. That's understandable. If we could just draw a goddamn land, then we'd be in great shape in this game. Would have ran away with it a long time ago. Alright, looks like they're gonna play a boat here. Sky boat. One of their boats. Chariot. Well, the cool thing is all of our creatures have flying, and theirs do not, so... And they're like relatively low. I mean, so are we, but like, thank you, Jesus Christ. I knew I played lands. Alright, so we have a blocker. I think that we still attack with some stuff. So what are they going to do? They're going to attack with the Zega's Chariot. And they're going to attack with Lovestruck Beast. And they're going to make a cat token. So probably just going to chump the Lovestruck Beast with this. The Chariot I might just take 4 and go down to 9. And then we'll go from there. Maybe it's a greedy attack, I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess they had this on an adventure, so they could just, Are they playing the new Convoke creature? It's kind of dumb. Like, I don't know, like, you're already playing, like, enough power to the board. I feel like it's just not worth it. They attack for 9. Can I kill them? They're hitting me for 9. I can give something +2/+2, but I can't fight anything. I mean, I guess I could fight this and then attack for 3/6. Should almost be lethal, but not quite. Yeah, I guess I'm just taking this and then seeing what I draw. That doesn't do anything right. That just gives me one more counter with this, so it'd be 3, 6, 8. It'd be 1 damage off lethal. I mean, it's possible they don't block. We'll see. So close. So close. Alright. Well, once again, we know if we would have just, like, drawn the lands, you know, it's possible that we're just kind of getting varianced here, but yeah. So, Shadow Spear, Haywire Might's definitely coming in. We definitely want these. Let's see. So they play Outland Liberator, the Akroan War, of course. They can't Rending Volley us. That's another thing they can do. So they've just basically got some removal, not a ton. I don't know if I'm necessarily interested in, like, killing their creatures. I don't think that's something that I'm, like, super interested in, although Tail Swipe might be worth it. just based on the fact that it can take out like some of the elves early. So let's go ahead and we have to cut some stuff for these cards. Animation module is kind of slow. This card is kind of slow. I've learned my lesson about cutting this card. This card is just so fucking good. It's like the best part of the deck. We got 5 more cards to cut. Maybe inscription. Maybe just like leave that out because it's like a little slow. Tail swipe is just faster. Springleaf Drum. And maybe like a couple of Stonecoil Serpents. Actually, maybe all of the Stonecoil Serpents, right? They don't really get past anything. Yeah, they don't really get past anything. So let's bring that Springleaf Drum back in. And safekeeping actually seems decent against them. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I like that. Because they can like try to Boseiju stuff, and like safekeeping will keep us safe, you know what I'm saying? Sand's like a little weird. It doesn't really do anything. We need like a payoff. It does have the Ozolith, which is nice, but having 2 of them is just super awkward. I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, this hand looks a lot better. I think I'm gonna keep and then just throw back Ornithopter. That makes the most sense to me. Just drawing a gas. Yeah, you're right, King Comp. I should just do that. Just draw better. Just get good. God. You know, this is like one of those instances where like I wish Walking Ballista was legal just for a second. I think I still play Hangerback Logger here. Because we'll draw another creature to tribute into. Yep. They should just unban Ballista. Yeah, I mean, like, it would give mono green like a fast kill at least, so you wouldn't have to wait like 10 years for them to that's a good draw, for them to combo off. Should we wait until we play the second one? Is that greedy? I think I'm gonna wait. Yeah, like, I don't know. So like mono white devotion is what got Walking Ballista banned. So that would make that card good again. God damn you. I had to play my Boseiju because I had to hit my land drops. I mean, I guess it's fine. We're playing a bunch of ways to destroy the enchantment, so there's that. Just a little too late. I mean, I can give it indestructible, actually, so it's not too late. It's never too late. Alright, let's go off kings and queens. Oh, we drew another Boseiju, sweet. You don't think it would change the mono green deck? You think they would still play like the same kind of like combo configuration? I feel like they would just like generate a ton of mana, but instead of like, you know, doing the whole like flip card bullshit, they would fucking they would what do you call it? instead of doing that flip card bullshit, they would just put a bunch of like fucking, you know, counters on the Walking Ballista. Ban Heliod instead. Yeah, because Heliod's not even seeing play, right? So like, what's the fucking point? I'm gonna hold up Tammy. I'm gonna hold up a Seiju because I have to have creature or yeah. Get the creature back. Motherfucker. And just leave up Tammy as safekeeping. Oh, I can't target that. It's you control. Fucker. God damn it. That's so annoying. Just destroyed that shit for no reason. Annoying. And of course, this is the most unintuitive card like of recent history for me. Not only does it get past hexproof, it also fucking apparently stays into effect for the rest of the turn, even though it's off of the battlefield. Like, I've literally seen people like have to like reverse game states and like call judges and shit like that because they don't know how their own cards work. Oh my god, fucking dumbest thing. I don't know what the attack was. I'm just gonna do this. It was exactly 18. Wow, our opponent didn't get lucky at all, guys. They definitely aren't playing some Disneyland bullshit over there. But anyway, like, yeah, the Acrone War is like the most unintuitive card I feel like they've printed in recent years, at least for me, because like, yeah, it targets things that have hexproof because it doesn't target, just kind of like what do you call it, O-ring or whatever, and it also the effects stay into play even though the card is gone, and like, I don't know, I've had people like keep the creature, not against me, but like I've come upon game states where like someone kept the creature and they were like, oh well, like I destroyed the enchantment in response, so like the return ability didn't go back, and like that's not how it works, and I don't know, it's fucking weird. It gets around hexproof because apparently it doesn't target. I don't know if someone can explain to me in a better way how that works, but yeah. Let's see how the rules state it. The Acrone War and hexproof. Yes, because it's global. The ability does not target. Hexproof only addresses targeting. To me, and this is just my personal take on the matter, I think when you have to point to a card for something, you are targeting that card. That's just my personal opinion, but that's apparently not the way the rules read it. So keep this hand definitely because I mean, it's a lot of lands, but Hardened Scales and Hangerback Walker definitely keeping. Darkar Wastes. Well, yeah, I was about to say it's probably spirits, I would assume. It may, but it definitely gets around the hexproof. I don't know how the exact ruling works. I'm not a judge, but Cyclone Supreme, thank you so much for the follow. Literally says target. Yeah, I don't know how like I said, I don't know how the ruling works on it. Let's see. Gain control of target creature. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. All I know is it works on Magic Online, and people say that it what do you call it? People are saying that it gets around hexproof. That's all I know. First ability targets, I guess it's not, yeah. Well, I can destroy that enchantment.
So close to you, and if you want me to hang around
So I have to decide between if I want to destroy the enchantment or if I want to play Ozolith, and that's true. Yeah, I mean, it definitely works. Yeah, it definitely works on Moto, so it's definitely fucking bugged then. I think I'm gonna keep this Hangerback Walker behind for this turn. I think I'm supposed to grow this thing, and I'll just Boseiju them. Yeah, it definitely works on Moto. The other thing that bothers me among the many bugs of Moto is that you can Pithing Needle naming Grinning Ignis, and that used to like just aggravate the living shit out of me, because like that's not how it works. Like, Grinning Ignis' ability is a mana ability. It produces mana. People get confused because like they think it's an activated ability because you have to pump mana into it, but that's not the way the ruling works. But it works on Moto, so people try to do it in paper and it doesn't work. So yeah, well, and the funny thing is too, though, they won't fix it. Like, they'll just like accept the filing for comp and then just call it good. Like, they'll just keep, you know, going on their regular scheduled programming. Oh, this has reach. I forgot about that. So I think I attack this turn because I want to put 2 counters on the Serpent. I forgot this card has reach. That's pretty huge here. I guess technically they could have countered it if they had Geist, whatever it's called, the counter spell that gets reduced by flying. You can Pithing Needle it, but it would be like an Null Rod on an empty board. Yeah, yes, semantically that is correct. Unless there's some obscure ruling that, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is it has worked against me. Like, it has done that literally against me before. And when I looked it up, like the first thing on Reddit, which I know going to Reddit for ruling is just probably a bad idea in general. But the first thing on Reddit is like saying like, oh yeah, that's how that works, and that's how it should be. And I was just like, okay, I guess. Like, I didn't dig any further into it. I also didn't like read the fucking card where it says target creature. I was just like, oh yeah, I like in my brain I know what it does, so like I didn't bother like reading into it. Okay, opponent's building up like a scary board. So do we take 7 and let them draw a card, or do we just eat this? We take 7 and let them draw. I think it's time for me to play this Ornithopter. Then we'll have 2 blockers, provided they don't have a Rattle Chains here. We should be okay. Yeah, I mean, that's Moto for you, right? Moto is just kind of a shit show sometimes. Not even sometimes, like more than half of the time. If we're being honest, if we're being completely truthful here. Are they gonna like attempt to counter this? Counter unless you pay 3. This is Geistlight Snare. That's the card I was thinking of. So probably will end up paying 3 here. Do you have another one? It looks like they do. No. Alright, well, so I'd leave this back and then just attack with Hangerback Walker. Because there's no reason to not attack. I mean, this is a race at this point, so basically I have to block, like... No, I'm just dead, right? Yeah, I'm just dead. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Alright, well, against spirits, I mean, we're definitely bringing in the removal spells here. Stonequill Serpent's pretty dope. I don't know about Hangerback Walker. I mean, like, the card has been, like, okay, but we don't have any ways to sacrifice it. I feel like we desperately need, like, some way to, like, crack this card. I was thinking about, what's that one card that's, like, one black or green, one black or green? It's a creature, and you can, like, basically, like, sacrifice a creature. You can, oh, man. What is it called? It's a fiend, right? That's... That's a weird thing to say. It's a fiend. Am I correct? Am I even spelling that right? No, absolutely not. God, that would be insane. Somebody will say it before I find it. You just gemstone your own. Gemstone. Oh yeah, you could, I guess, technically. I think. God, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, why am I searching blue? It's a green card. This guy, Fiend Artisan. Yeah, Fiend Artisan. Thought about playing this. And you can play like a bunch of like kind of one of like tutors. Like it'll give you something to like tutor Soulless Jailer for. I don't know, like it might belong in the deck. Like that was basically my decision. Like it was either this or that, and I think Inscription of Abundance is like just a little bit too much of a mana sink, I think, for me to get behind. This is a matchup where I think I might cut a tribute that card. And I may want a Shadow Spear here just to erase them. I think I just have to go like as fast as possible. Yeah, maybe Hangerback isn't the right choice. I mean, there's this card. Too deep into the old tank. Just gonna do this. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I wish one of the cards that like already did what we wanted it to do. Like I wish like something like this would just say like sacrifice a creature. Like Zabaz does that, or Arcbound Ravager does that, and that's why you know, like Hardened Scales is better in Modern than it is for, you know, Pioneer, because you have overlap there. You can play good cards that also sacrifice Hangerback Walker. I don't know. I understand where you're coming from, though. So we don't have any creatures in this hand. Yeah, I mean, if we could, yeah, Ballista is a huge one. If we could play Ballista, this deck would be so much fucking better. We would not need to play any removal. We would just play Walking Ballista and just have ourselves a good ass time. I agree, they should ban Heliod. If they don't want Heliod combo in the format, they should just ban Heliod and not Walking Ballista. I agree. Because truly, like, Walking Ballista isn't the problem. I mean, it is just a good card that you can play in a lot of different decks. But not to the point to where, like, it's not Smuggler's Copter. You know, you don't just play it in every deck that plays creatures. You know, you play it in specific decks that want that kind of effect. Okay, I'm done drawing lands, please. Can I please draw creatures? I'd like to draw creatures now. I mean, we can technically go nuts, like, once, you know, once we get everything going. We are going to draw some cards off of this, so. Watsy is way too scared to unban cards. I agree. I know people don't like to get into like the ban unban conversation, but like, I agree that they're too slow to unban cards. Like, why did it take so long to unban Jace the Mind Sculptor? And why did it take so long to unban Stoneforge Mystic and Bloodbraid Elves? Like, those cards should have been unbanned like years before they actually got unbanned. I'm not playing in the Spell Queller here. Unban fetches? That's a bold statement. A lot of people would get mad if you said that. I don't really have a problem with it, but I also don't think like it would necessarily make Pioneer better. But I could be convinced otherwise. Yeah, I agree. Ballista did nothing wrong for sure. That is a Voracious Hydra. I mean, this is gonna get countered like so fast, right? It's too bad this says ETB and not like whenever you cast, but I guess this says ETB, so that wouldn't count anyway. It'd make the mana better, and that could mean better Pioneer. Well, first and foremost, they would absolutely have to ban what's his fucking face, Deathrite Shaman, like immediately. Like upon unbanning fetch lands, they would have to ban Deathrite Shaman. Did they just do what I think they just did? They tried to Spell Queller my Hydra that... Okay. Just gonna do this. I mean... That's not how that works, bud. You gotta count the mana on the stack, brother. Yeah, maybe. Losing the mana always feels miserable. I agree, and it puts limitations on what is and isn't viable in Pioneer. Granted, it does allow you to play for with things like Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise in a world where you cannot play with those cards in any other goddamn format that exists. You can barely play with them in Pioneer, and the only reason is because fetch lands don't exist. Alright, they're holding up 3 mana again. They're not really pressuring me, but I'm gonna go ahead and assume they have another Spell Queller boy. So I'll just take this turn to try to resolve a Serpent. Okay. T is what a T is. No. They don't know how the MTG rules work. Well, you know, I'm guilty of that sometimes too. Shit, we just had a conversation earlier where I didn't know how fucking the Akroan War worked, but I blame Magic Online for conditioning me to not know that Akroan War does in fact target a creature. Because it doesn't work correctly on here. At least last I checked, it doesn't. Also, fair warning, Ob Nixilis is bugged. The one that makes casualty tokens or whatever. So I can make this a dude and try to put counters on it. I mean, I can put counters on it. And then fight one of these Shacklegeists. These Shackle guys. I don't really want to put the counters on it, though. I think you were traumatized by that last ability on Akroan War. I mean, probably. Most MTG players do not know how MTG works. Blame Arena. Yeah. Kind of among those players myself, I guess. I mean, the thing is, they're just going to tap down my Hydra. So what we'll do is we will make it a 3 cost, or 3 power, excuse me. Go to combat. I'm not gonna put the counters on here. I have to target something. And we're gonna fight. just to get these annoying things off the battlefield, because otherwise they get to hold back like a bunch of creatures and like attack with one creature, and they get to play this little game. I mean, they can still do that if they draw another creature, but they're on one card now. Okay. You gotta make them respect the land. Because if they don't respect the land, then they're just gonna keep attacking. Have you thought of Evolutionary Leap as a cheap sack outlet? Yeah, so the funny thing is, looking at an example list, God, another Shackle, guys. Anyway, I looked at a list that Claudio 5-0'd with like a million years ago, and it's funny, he was actually playing two Evolutionary Leaps. But yeah, I've thought about it. I thought Fiend Artisan might be better, but it's possible that Evolutionary Leap is just better, like you said. Alright, so this can technically be a 4/4, and we can pump all of our other mana into the other one. Is that worth it? I mean, I guess it would be a 5/5, and then this would be a 3/3. I swear to God, they better not have, what's his name? Flash Boy. Oh, I'm just dead. What am I doing? I'm just dead. Just dead. Alright, we're dropping from this league. That's not how you spell drop. I feel like the list had potential, though, man. I mean, are you guys... Fiend is better at toolboxing. Leap is better in general, because there's also this card. Here's another card I was thinking about. Let's see... First of all, I did not like Inscription. I think it was too much mana, and it's just not what I was looking for. There's Sacrifice, Draw. There's a card that you sacrifice. Yeah, Life's Legacy. Draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. This deck seems mid? How dare you say that? I don't know. You're probably right. Let's play some of the Ram Through is probably better. What is Ram Through? Fuck you. How do you remember these cards? Oh, that's true. That is pretty good, actually. I mean, it's 2 mana, which kind of sucks, but, like, it would give some merits to Stonecoil Serpent, too. That's an animation module, sacrifice creature. Maybe some cool cards, but I don't know. That's fair. It is very possible that the entire set is mid. I can understand your sentiment there. Maybe this deck just needs to like max out on Springleaf Drums and go ham, you know? I also thought about running a version that doesn't play Ornithopter. Someone pointed out that Ornithopter was like kind of just okay earlier. That's possible. Alright, so the other deck that I had made was this Simic combo deck, which is not really a deck I made. It's more or less just Inca and Azika replacing Coco in a deck that already kind of was fringe. So we can either play this deck, or we can play the list that I 5-0'd with the other day. Where is it? 5-0'd with... wasn't this, right? Yeah, it was this. I called it Rakdos Reanimator. It is not Reanimator. We could also play this. This is where I actually intend on playing in the Mana Traders series, actually. 3-drop enchantment seems too slow. That's fair. It possibly could be. It's very strong, but yeah, it might be too slow. That's fair. Legitimate business person. That might be. I think that probably is the case for me as well. But yeah, a friend of mine actually pointed out a card in this deck that could potentially be better than Gix's Caress. I like Gix's Caress because it is like basically a Thoughtseize effect. And against decks like Hidden Strings and stuff like that, like sometimes you need this, plus it allows you to target a artifact instead of a creature. But like where's his comment at? So he made a comment. There's a spell that makes, well actually, let's just do this. Discard 2 cards. I know I'm gonna get a ton of results, but so it is a black spell, and it makes zombies. So obviously, if you guys haven't seen this, I actually wrote up a guide. It's one of my first guides on my Patreon. So if you guys are interested in learning more about this deck, I wrote an entire sideboard guide and just general guide for this deck. But basically, like, you can play, where's the card? Not Heartless Pillage. Heartless Pillage is cool too, but like we're not usually attacking with creatures. But he pointed out like, we could play, where is it? It is a Mind Rot effect, but No Way Out. So we could play No Way Out, and they would discard 2 cards instead of the 1 card from Gix's Caress, and we make a zombie. The problem with that is targeting a zombie with creativity is like much more risky. So I don't know if it's necessarily better, but yeah. I think Invasion of Tilvada is the Reanimator spell of choice. I'm on Blue, White, and Pioneer, ATM, so I could be missing cards, but I'm only focusing on that. No, I mean, Blue, White is like super good. I think Blue, White, I said it today actually on Twitter, I was like, Blue, White is like criminally underplayed in Pioneer. That deck is like so good against so many different things. I'm glad people don't play it more, but it is extremely good. Yeah, so we can play this, or we can play the, I mean, I did have 4-color Elves deck. I wanted to try Imperiosaur in. It's basically just stock Elves with Imperiosaur. Or we can play the Simic combo deck. I'll let you guys decide. But, the Reanimator spell, I mean, it's Indomitable Creativity. The Creativity deck is what I intend on playing in the Mana Traders this weekend. And I trophied with my first league with this deck. It turned out to be very good. I play the deck and I genuinely wonder how people lose with it sometimes. I mean, you know, like, people just get either ran over, overwhelmed by, like, humans or something, or they just mismanage their resources. I mean, what is the combo? I'm assuming you're talking about with the blue-green deck. So the combo is essentially like we have Risen Reef out, right? And we have a bunch of blue devotion, and we make a shit ton of elementals, and we draw a shit ton of cards, and basically like we can cast a Thassa's Oracle and win the game. I'm rocking mono red. I don't have enough patience to play any other deck. That's I mean, at least you're honest. I think there's like some, I'm always obsessed with making burn work in Pioneer, but like obviously there are never enough like good burn spells for like good reason. But like this was like kind of like my quote unquote like mono red deck, and I put Deflecting Palm in there because nobody plays it, and like everybody was playing the stupid Xenagos like worm deck, and I just wanted to fucking Deflecting Palm somebody for 30. But yeah, so I don't know. I love Eidolon though. I love Eidolon so much. What, 5-1 and 6-1? last few. Dominating until top 8 and absolutely destroyed by bad RNG against creativity after destroying creativity in round. Yeah, I've definitely lost my fair share of top 8s where I destroyed the person in the Swiss and then they came back to wreck me in the top 8 when it mattered. But that's just how it is sometimes. If you top 8'd, then you did good. This is another deck that I was working on too. Bone Crusher Giant sucks. Doesn't do what you want it to do. Yeah, I mean, it gives you like some staying power, but I understand. I understand where you're coming from there. I do want to try the new Phoenix, but I think it's kind of bad. I have a suspicion that it's not good. So yeah. So what do you guys think? I think we should just play the Indomitable Creativity deck. I'm really enjoying it. What was the Reanimator spell somebody said earlier? I was playing Cruelty of Gix because it's an enchantment and it's easy to grab off of Atraxa. But let's see. Invasion of Tolvada is what business person said. Oh, yeah. This new card. Yeah. The problem is it's white and I'm not playing white spells. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's just I'm not going to splash a third color for it type of thing. I'm not sure how I feel about Rakdos' return. I sort of wanted to, like, it was kind of a cute pet card, like, but, like, I don't know. You decked an on-map delay. That's funny. That is funny. All right, let's try this, because I really want to test No Way Out. So let's, oh, yeah, and I was going to run another Go Blank. Although, I guess I don't really need that anymore. Let's do Fry. Or do we want Fry? I guess we want Fry. I'm thinking about like how I sideboard against different decks. I'm still working out some of the numbers in this deck, but if you guys do see anything that, like, you know, catches your eye and you think like hey, like this would be good in that deck, like I'm always open for suggestions. Like I said, I built this deck in an afternoon and then well, that's not true. I played this deck like a first iteration of it and it was bad, and then I thought about it overnight and I was like, what if I just put Waste Not in this deck? And I basically played a cross between Creativity and the Waste Not decks, because I kind of feel like the Waste Not decks weren't great. Like, they basically had to draw Waste Not in order to be good, right? That's kind of how I felt. And I was like, what if I played a deck that was like a cross between those two, and like it had a reasonable plan A and plan B, plus like the Waste Not plan benefits you in your combo because it clears the way for you to get Atraxa on the battlefield. And while Atraxa doesn't just straight up win you the game, obviously once you've resolved Atraxa and you've Thoughtseized your opponent a bunch, you're drowning them in card advantage at that point, so it's only a matter of time before they lose. The only exception would be like against like Mono Green, which I'm still not sure about, and probably like Hidden Strings. Like I beat Hidden Strings, but oh shit, Mistaken. Thank you so much, dude, for the raid of 22. Hope you had a good stream, my man. Mistaken, if you guys haven't checked him out, he is like the master of Amulet Titan. Super duper cool dude. Appreciate the raid, buddy. But yeah, so I basically wanted to make this deck as like a good cross between both of them. I felt like the mono black Waste Not deck could have been improved, and I was already like thinking about splashing red anyway for like Croxa and stuff. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I actually thought about that card too. Because like my initial thought behind Rakdos Return is like, okay, I grab Rakdos Return off of Atraxa, and then I just like fireball them out, right? And they just like, they run out of cards, and you know, it does everything I want it to do, right? But then, like, in all actuality, what ended up happening was my opponent would already be like out of cards when I would have Rakdos return. So like I would cast it for like 4 and they wouldn't discard anything. So it turned out to be like super medium. I like that idea. I think I'll do that. I love that Angrath too. Yeah, super cool art. I used to have a promo of this actually. It was an F&M, not an F&M promo, a sealed promo. Back when, I don't know if you remember this, it was back when Jody won some GP. It was like, I don't know, I'm not even going to attempt to remember that, but he was playing black-red mid-range, and I think it played Angrath in it. It was super cool. That was when like mono blue Jhin was like super good, like that tempo deck. And I think Autumn Burchett had just won her Pro Tour. Now, Standard was kind of good back then, I think. I think that was a good time to play Standard. Nothing will ever compare to me to like Origins time frame. That is not how you spell Angrath. So like in my opinion, like Origins, Cons, Dragons, like when those were in Standard, dude, that was so fun because you could play the most ridiculous decks ever with like the craziest mana bases, and then people started playing 4-color Rally and it all went to fucking shit. I don't know if you guys were playing during that time frame, but goddamn. And like I had like a vendetta against that deck. Like I did not want to play the best deck of the format because I don't know. You know how sometimes you just put it in your mind, like you're like, I'm not gonna play the best deck. I'm gonna beat the best deck, and you're just like copium, huffing on copium. That's where I was at. I was definitely copium. I did win an invitational qualifier with Mardu Green. And now that I look back at that deck, it is the most horrendous looking deck I've ever seen. It's playing like a 1 of Duress, like a 2 of Transgress the Mind, like, you know, 3 Sylvan Advocates, like a bunch of weird ass numbers of cards, but I was just running hot that day. 1 Abzan Charm, 1 Crackling Doom, like 2 Goblin Dark Dwellers. That was fucking fun, dude. That was a fun time in Standard. Literally just played fucking... I was playing Siege Rhino in the same deck as I was playing fucking 6 mana double red Chandra. Like, what? But it was cool. I had like 15 sideboard cards all dedicated to 4-color Rally. Because, you know, that's good deck building. But we got there. I think I beat Esper Dragons in the finals. That was another deck that was really cool. All right, so we're just waiting on this Angrath, and then we're good. They probably have to like purchase it. They're like, fuck, man, we don't own this card. What does this do again? So like each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. Yeah, gain control of target creature. Tap it against haste. Sacrifice it. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good effect actually. Yeah, it's pretty strong. I don't know. I also thought about playing 5 mana Lily, the one that reanimates a creature, because we could reanimate our Atraxa. But the +1's kind of bad. Don't hit me with a new card after I just fucking took like 20 minutes off the screen to get this one. What does Traumatic Revelation do? We'll look it up. Let's see. Traumatic Revelation. I could. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a creature or battle card from it. The player discards a card if you don't incubate 3. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know. We'll see. I mean... Creature or battle? So basically just creature? I mean, like, let's be real. I don't know. It's something to consider. You are. I'm glad you're thinking, and it is definitely a card that could make the cut possibly. I want to test the one recommendation my friend gave me, the No Way Out, first, and then we'll try other stuff. But yeah, I don't know if this is going to be better than Gix's Caress. I like that Gix's Caress can target things and makes an artifact over a creature, but I mean, when you're ripping someone's hand apart, you can kind of formulate a creativity on a creature just by, you know, taking all of their fatal pushes and stuff like that. Or whatever, like, efficient removal they have. There is, like, basically, there'll usually be a turn where you've seen everything, taken everything, and you just have to go for it. And if they drew a removal spell, then it is what it is. But by that point, you should be ahead. So yeah, appreciate all you guys for watching tonight too, by the way. If you guys haven't done so yet, definitely consider following the stream. And if you are really enjoying the stream, I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribe. Obviously don't have to. I am going to set up a new sub goal here pretty soon. I'm trying to make it out to Dallas for the RC. So I'm going to be setting up a sub goal for that, and you know, it will definitely contribute to that. So, but yeah, appreciate you guys' time. Obviously, appreciate y'all hanging out with me as always. Opponent says, "Good luck, have fun." This hand has 3 Waste Knots in it and 2 creativities. It looks like I just didn't shuffle my deck. They start off on a swamp. Let's say go. God, what are the odds of this? Alright. Generally speaking, you want to play your Blightstep Pathway on the red side, so that way you want to be mindful with this deck of having triple red. Because, you know, you do play a Mutavault and stuff. Kroxa. Well, I think I know what I'm going to discard. They're probably thinking like, oh man, discard a Waste Knot. That's such a good card. Why would you discard that? Well, alright, here's the dealio. Like I said, I would normally play this on Seer Step Pathway, but because I drew that Liliana, I think I'm actually going to play it on Blightstep. Because if I hit a land here, I'm probably going to cast this Liliana. Especially if they're playing like black-red or something. Oh, what are you doing over there? Leave me alone. 2 Kruxas? Alright, I'll discard another Waste Knot. Okay. Do I want to play another Waste Knot? Or do I want to play Liliana this turn and maximize my mana? If I play Liliana, I'm discarding a creativity, which is not ideal. But I'm potentially drawing a card. And if they discard a land, then I can just cast another Waste Knot. So yeah. Are you playing Sokenzan? Yeah, definitely playing Sokenzan. I copied a lot of the elements from the blue-red creativity lists, so that was like an important thing. I probably should have just discarded Waste Knot, truth be told. But, okay, well, now we have more discard fodder, so there's that. I like this deck a lot. Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, well, if they discard a land, then I'll have mana to play Waste Knot, so... Oh my god. Alright, well, we have one more Atraxa in the deck. We do play reanimation spells. Hopefully they don't... What's the zombie with the adventure side? Hopefully they don't do that, because, like, the correct thing to do would be to have killed Liliana, like... Okay. Alright. Hopefully they discard a non-land here, so I can draw a land. Sweet, they're just giving me all kinds of cards. Oh, man. Stomp the Liliana? Sure. I mean, I didn't draw a land, but I'm okay. I am A-okay with this. We are so far ahead right now. No plus. Discard another Atraxa. Okay, we get some zombies. I mean, I can't, obviously I can't, you know, do the thing. They might bring back a Cruxa next turn. No, they don't have enough in the yard to do it. I guess if they attack and I double block, they could bring back a Cruxa. Okay, we should be able to cast Creativity next turn, but I don't know. How about Westvale Abbey? I don't want to run too many colorless sources in this deck because, like, I fear that I might, if I run too many colorless sources, I might end up, like, not being able to cast Creativity. I say that as I'm, like, not able to cast it now, but, yeah. The reason I didn't double block there is because I don't want to basically allow them to play Cruxa this turn. Okay. And then just cast the Bone Crusher Giant, sure. I'm gonna discard Thoughtseize and Urborg. And pray that I hit a land. Dude, that's my third Atraxa. I just drew all 3 of my Atraxas and all 4 of my Waste Knots. That is insane. This is uncanny. Like, that's insane.
Y'all ready for this? Hey, y'all ready, fellas?
What are the odds of that? Like, that's gotta be like, I don't even know. This can't block, unfortunately. This went from being like an unlosable game to like, oh my god, I can't believe I might lose this game. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't animate this, honestly. They really want to bring this Cruxa back. They're just going to play Fable, that makes sense. Oh boy. Another no way. I definitely didn't hit bad variants like this in my first rendition of the deck, that's for sure. Let's see. Do I want to just play No Way Out and like plus on Liliana? I mean, it feels super bad, but oh wait, that's right. The zombie token has decayed. Murphy's Law. I mean, guess I just hold No Way Out. I mean, there's no way. Yeah. I can always cast Indomitable Creativity on their stuff. I don't necessarily know if I want to do that, but, yeah. I knew I wasn't gonna block with the reflection, so. And if they discard a card to this, then I get to draw cards or whatever they do. Make mana. Doesn't do anything for me. Yep, that's fine. Think you just scoop? Nah, I'm gonna play it out. I mean, there's a possibility that I just beat them with Waste Not, like long game. Because when they bring back Cruxa, I can always just Indomitable Creativity it, and then I can do it again. Well, not anymore, but you get what I mean. Definitely discarding Atraxa. If I don't hit a land here, then yeah, I'm scooping. Keep in mind, we also play like a reanimation spell. This was a very, very weird game. You guys cannot deny that. Like, the amount of duplicates we drew that game was like really fucking weird. Alright, anyway. So I like to kind of follow some of the mantras of like how Rakdos mid-range sideboards for stuff, but I do mix some things in here and there. Like, you have to keep in mind, like, you have to keep in mind certain things. Like, we are a combo deck at the end of the day, so like we do sideboard a little bit differently than Rakdos would. Typically, they're saying you have no way out of this game. Yeah, exactly. The gods are pissed. Yeah, typically I would take out like Gix's Caress and Meathook Massacre in this matchup. I think Meathook Massacre can still come out. It's weird. They were playing like 2 Cruxes. Like, I feel like they had a weird draw too. But I don't know if I want to take out. Normally I would bring in Duress and K-Command. Like, those are the 2 cards that I would mainly bring in here. But were they playing like a weird version of Rakdos, or did they just have like a weird draw? Biomast, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
And the sweet prize I won.
We could always play Rotten Reunion for their Cruxa, but I don't really want to do that. I think what I'm going to do is cut like some No Way Outs or some Duress and run a Go Blank. And I think I'm just going to leave. Normally I bring in K-Command because like it's just value, but also you can destroy Reckoner Bankbuster, which is pretty good against them. But I don't know. Yeah, I like this configuration. I think this is fine. Realistically speaking, we should not have lost that game, but I mean, it is what it is. It's just variance. This hand is okay. I don't like the Atraxa, but I think we keep it against Rakdos. It's got lands and spells. Kind of assume they're gonna Thoughtseize me. Son, hey, stop. Kid's being crazy. But yeah, weird game. Those are the games that I don't really put too much stock into either. Like how do you put stock into a game where you drew 3 Atraxas, 4 Waste Nots, and whatever that other card is? We drew like 3 of those. Really weird, and didn't hit a 4th land ever. Strange. Obviously, if they Crux at me, I'm just gonna, yeah. Well, they either take Go Blank or Creativity here. Either way, I mean, we have the inevitability. Like, they kind of have to not only produce a threat, but also like prevent me from top decking a win at this point. Because they left Indomitable Creativity, I'm gonna assume they have like something here. But yeah, there it is. There's Duress. Yeah, these games do tend to get down to a standstill. Jesus Christ. Alright. My opponent is really going ham on my hand over there. Alright, let's just play the Mutavault. I mean, tells them what I drew, but oh well. Gosh, can you imagine if they didn't hit Indomitable Creativity and they like felt safe because I didn't have a token generator? It'd be pretty sweet. Yep, there's a clock. I do play Castle Lockthane as well, so I have some ways to. Ooh, that's pretty good. And we can sacrifice it. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. If it had man, yeah. Look at that new card coming in clutch. I mean, I'll discard my Atraxa to this. This seems worth it. Maybe they Bone Crusher Giant it, but I mean, they have to take a turn off to do that. Takenuma is a card that I like wasn't super certain that I was gonna put in the deck or not because it really doesn't do much, if that makes any sense. Like it kind of just is an okay-ish utility land. It's definitely a card I'm considering cutting. Okay, I mean, pretty decent draw. So now we're both on top decks, basically. And I have a Mutavault. Oh, that was a good one to hit. I'm actually really surprised they didn't answer Angrath that turn. And they discard a Shieldred? Fuck yeah. Feel pretty decent about my positioning here. Bring what back? Oh my goodness, such a good draw. Like they drew a card that they could play and play again, basically. That's like pretty nutters there. Well, that's a good draw too, so I guess we're even. Not much longer. I'll probably play one more match after this and then call it good. Yeah, I feel good about this positioning. Oh, the Angrath? Yeah, because it does it hit Planeswalkers? You're right, it does hit Planeswalkers. Wow, I didn't really even think about that, but you're right. Yeah, I'm liking Angrath way more in this short amount of time than Rakdos' Return. Imagine if we had drawn Rakdos' Return there. It would have been, like, terrible. Yeah, we're definitely going to minus here. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. We're good. We are good. This game's over. They're kind of getting, like, shit variants, just like we were. I don't even really need to attack with the Mutavault. Yeah. We didn't even need to show them creativity. Alright. Does what we saw really change anything? Not really, right? I guess Meat Hook Massacre is okay against the Graveyard Trespassers, but like, I don't know. No Way Out's not really that great, right? You can probably cut No Way Out. Yeah, I'll play Meat Hook Massacre, like, just to prevent myself from getting, like, ran over, essentially. Yeah, this is another one of those hands. It's, like, not amazing, but I'll keep it on the merits of, like, lands plus Fable, and the fact that I'm probably going to get Thoughtseized or Duress. Yeah. Lands and spells. Lands and spells. You gotta admit, though, I mean, this deck is pretty strong. Like, I definitely see merits over, like, you know, the other creativity decks. Like, the fact that you get to play a lot of hand disruption makes it, like, so much easier to combo off. You know, it takes all the guesswork out of it, and also is, like, really good against, like, the other combo decks in the format. Obviously, you know, you're gonna be at parity a lot with Black-Red, but that's pretty much what the Waste Knots are for. Technically, we should be favored, although it's probably closer to even. They just have a lot of tools. I'm assuming they just, I don't know. Hopefully they don't go land Fable. That would be really annoying. I mean, we could kill the Fable token, but it'd be in a bad way. I am kind of surprised they, like, kept in Liliana, like, I guess as a way to, yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. I guess as a way to kill Atraxa and stuff and get me low on cards, but you know, it feels like not really the type of game that you want to play. Okay, definitely didn't want to see another Fatal Push. Them being on the play definitely helps too when they have double Thoughtseize. Yeah, we don't have a ton of ways to trigger Revolt in this deck, so that's one thing to note. What's the Pithing Needle for? Oh, I guess Liliana and Angrath. That makes sense. Another Fable, Jesus Christ. Don't really think I'm gonna keep this in my hand. I'm just gonna use it now. There might be a world where, like, if I draw another land, I might actually use Taknuma. Okay, well, not the best, not the worst, but we'll take it. Well, that's out of their hands, so now we just have to answer so much stuff. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is like the quintessential, like, mirror, literally mirror breaker. Like, it's sort of akin to like expressive iteration in the Murktide Regent mirror. Like, whoever draws more expressive iterations is, like, so favored in that mirror. It's kind of like what's happening here. It's like my opponent is, like, forcing me to answer, like, cards that, you know, are, you know, essentially 2 cards at this point. And I have 0 cards, so that's cool. Well, they're never gonna let me get anything with them licensed Terrace out, so I guess we just say go. I don't think there's ever really a world where, like, I make the mana base to where I can hardcast Atraxa, but if there was ever really an argument to do it, I guess, like, these type of games would be it. But unless I draw, like, a couple of good things here soon, I think I'm toast. Yikes. Yeah, we just got, like, I mean, this game was just a blowout because of the double Thoughtseize on my hand, which was just, like, kind of an okay hand to begin with, but it just turned way worse after that. So they can 5, 7, 11, 13, actually 14, 15, 17. They actually have lethal, but they didn't do it. Yeah, they could have animated the hive, but I mean, I guess there's no reason to like not play it safe here, right? If you're them. There's a creativity. I mean, it's in efforts to stay alive. I suppose we hope to hit like the worst cards in their deck somehow. And still probably die. Oh shit, what's going on? Why did I do that? And I suppose that? No. I mean, I'm dead to this anyway, right? So I kind of have to hit that. I don't know. This is weird. It's not gonna work out in my favor, but I just want to see. Yeah. No. I'm gonna play one more match and then I'll be good. I think come on, opponent, just humor me for a second. Like, Jesus Christ, like. Okay. I gave them a fucking Reckoner Bankbuster shit. No, we'll play one more. That one, you gotta like kind of shake off that bad variance. That first game was like laughably bad. I think the hand was definitely fine against them. I mean, any hand that has like three lands plus like some discard spells and Waste Knots is like an auto keep. Any hand that has lands and Waste Knot is an auto keep in this deck, because that's like your first plan, right? The first thing you want to do is like start hitting their hand early and generating value, and then you can go for the combo. The only time like there's never really an instance where you want to race them unless you're playing against an aggro deck. Like I played against goblins the other day, and like you just basically rush out an Atraxa and they can't do anything. There's like kind of the corner case scenario where they like attack with a bunch of dudes for lethal, and like you block with Atraxa and they kill the guy in response, so you don't gain life. But I mean, corner didn't play to that out when I played against them. Yeah, hey, peace. Thank you so much for hanging out, legitimate business person. It's been fun. Yeah, this will be my last game tonight. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and if you are enjoying the stream, as always, more than welcome to follow, hang out some more, see each other again. I definitely plan on keeping up the tempo on the content, working on the Patreon a little bit more, definitely writing more guides. I mean, I wrote like 2 today, so I mean, that's one thing you can guarantee is like if you pledge to my Patreon, you're gonna get like a lot of content. So it's one of the advantages for me anyway. I get to write during my day. But yeah, can teach you how to draw 4 Waste Knots in one game. We didn't really get to showcase No Way Out there, but like I said, I suspect, and legitimate business person said this too, I suspect that the Gix's Caress is better, but we'll see. We shall see. This card is interesting though. But what I don't like about this card is if you don't choose a thing, then you incubate, but like the other spells are like, obviously they're costed appropriately, but like the other spells are you hit something and you make a token, which is huge. Obviously if we have Waste Knot, you know, it would make a token regardless if we hit a creature, but I don't know. I don't want to hedge on like always having Waste Knot, because that's not really like, that's our plan B technically. And also like I like that the deck has 2 individually powerful plans. I don't want to hedge too much on one going right. This hand is pretty good though. I mean, depending. Okay, another Thoughtseize deck. Maybe I should play Leylana's Sanctity. Really throw him off guard. That's actually not a terrible idea. Just play 4 Leylines of Sanctity. Obviously, it wouldn't help me here in the main deck, but, you know. So opponent played Blooming Marsh into Thoughtseize, which is generally indicative of them playing Greasefang, but you never know. Gix's Caress is definitely technically better than No Way Out against Greasefang, but if they just go Fang into Greasefang into Parhelion, then there's not really much we can do about that. But our plan is pretty simple against Greasefang. It's basically just to stop them from comboing and then combo ourselves. And okay, feel a lot better if they just pass here. I was gonna say, I'll just play Blackleaf Cliffs. I was thinking about playing Blood Crypt tapped, but I don't want to get into a situation where I top deck another Blackleaf Cliffs. Okay, it looks like they're gonna Grizzly Salvage, which is not good for me. Yep. They hit the Greasefang, but no Parhelion, so that's good. And they chose Greasefang. They can't just play Greasefang, because then we, of course, would just play Liliana and minus. I like having this Meathook Massacre in case they curve into Esika's Chariot. You can just Meathook Massacre for 2. Vessel of Nascency. I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense. The cool thing about playing against a deck like Greasefang when you're on Atraxa is that Resolved Atraxa generally just beats Parhelion. They can't really, because when you Resolve Atraxa, you pick up a spell that answers Greasefang, so they can't really do it again, and you're just gaining life every time they swing into you. So, okay, so the Thoughtseizing themselves. Why did they do that? They have 1 card, and I have Liliana the Veil. Why would you do that? You saw my hand. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna discard an Urborg here. They knew about the Liliana. They Thoughtseized me. They took Thoughtseize. I mean, are you hoping to like top deck a No Way Out or something? Isn't that what that card's called? Or not No Way Out, I'm sorry. There's another card. There's the card that brings back Greasefang for them. I'm bad at remembering the name of cards. Okay, I mean, you might as well take a land here, I suppose, unless you... I don't know. So they take a land. I mean... just play No Way Out. You can discard 2 cards, since you're not wanting to play your land that you took. They got Traverse in their hand. Do I want to tick up Liliana? Not really. We'll see. I mean, I don't need to. Honestly, like, I can just wait. Pretty favored this game as it stands. Just discard that. Get you another Parhelion. We'll play the Blood Crypt tapped. And say go. Now we're just going to start drawing cards with Castle Lochbane. So they have outs though. They can draw another Greasefang. They can draw the card to reanimate Greasefang. So they have some outs. They definitely should have played that land when they had the chance, and they definitely shouldn't have Thoughtseize themselves, knowing I had a Liliana. Okay. That's how many Greasefangs they've hit? Just 2, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna draw and take 3, because I know I don't have forever to do this. Okay. Alright, there we go. We should be good to go now. Okay, so we can take Waste Not, Planeswalker, land. I guess we take Fable. That's the better one. They're out of cards anyway. Switch. Done. Speaking of no way out, my opponent has no way out now. Especially because we can just ultimate Liliana next turn. This is a Pioneer deck? You could call it that. It is a deck that is legal in Pioneer, but we're playing Modern and our opponent's playing Pioneer. Alright, so against Greasefang, typically like to take out the Fatal Pushes, bring in the Rending Volleys. We definitely want Fry, which is a new card I added. We would take out like Dreadbore, it's just a little too slow. Lilianas are not really what we want in this matchup. And I would usually take out Rakdos' Return, but I no longer have that card in my deck. Might take out No Way Out too, I'm not sure yet. We're going to bring in Rotten Reunions, Go Blank, K-Command. Yeah, take some of these out. Definitely want the Duresses. And Hidetsugu is actually pretty good in this matchup, believe it or not. It deals with all of the tokens that Seeka's Chariot makes. And it also clears up their graveyard, so it's pretty strong. I think this is how I would like generally sideboard. If you guys are interested in a sideboard guide for this deck, by the way, I do have it up on my Patreon. I actually just wrote it yesterday. So if you are interested in something like that, I am writing sideboard guides all the time and now posting them on the Patreon. You would have access at the first tier, so that's where I'm getting all my info from, sourcing all of my info. This hand looks great. The only bad thing about it is Atraxa, but I like the double Thoughtseize against the combo deck. I feel like you're pretty much favored against like combo decks and aggro decks, control decks. You're favored. I think where it gets dicey is like mono green, and I think Rakdos is probably about even, anywhere between even to slightly favored. But yeah, I think I need to work on the mono green matchup because they don't necessarily care about Atraxa too much. They can just win through Atraxa and they can block it and stuff. So you kind of need like that's where like World Spineworm Xenagos would be preferable, right? So maybe it's worth running those two in the sideboard and just taking out all 3 Atraxas. It's actually not a bad idea. Do I want to give them a second Black Source or does it matter? They took Fable, but then we Thoughtseize bugged them. Yeah, I think that's fine. Take a look-see. Alright, so they have double Parhelion and Knight of Autumn. So just take your Fiend's Informant. They don't play that many lands, but they do play Traverse. So they could go like Slither Board Pathway into Traverse or play their second land. And we'll hit them again next turn. Take that Knight of Autumn. So they can't slither their way out of this. Yeah, I'm telling you, round one, I feel like I just got varianced super hard. Alright, so whatever they drew, they opted not to play it. Okay, it's Boseiju. Well, they're gonna have to make a decision whether or not they want to play that Boseiju, or they want to wait. But they don't know about this Fable. I drew it after their Thoughtseize, so chances are they'll just play it. I was about to laugh so hard if they Boseiju'd me. Like, why would you do that? I feel like they paused for a second to think about it. They're not playing Boseiju. Rotten Reunion's kind of cool. If I play Fable, they're definitely going to hit it. But I can't just wait all day for them to, like, Thoughtseize me. So, like, I guess I play Fable just to make a dude. And plus, they'll ramp me, so whatever. If they Boseiju me. They're falling pretty far behind this game anyway, so. But, like, game one, they made a critical misplay game one. I really don't understand it. Like, they knew what was in my hand, Thoughtseized themselves anyway, and then they got hit by Liliana, like, to go to 0. Like, they basically planned to Thoughtseize their Parhelion out of their hand, and then Greasefang it, but of course that wouldn't work. This kind of sucks that they drew the Liliana. We can answer it though, thankfully. I think for now I'll keep this Takenuma in my hand. I might actually use it, to be honest. But yeah. I'll probably discard Atraxa. Just because I don't necessarily need her in my hand. I mean, you would definitely plus here, right? Yeah, I was about to say. Like, why would you not plus? You got 2 Parhelions in your hand. Like, you definitely should plus. Alright. Hit this Parhelion. And then we can just attack Liliana. We get 2 utility lands now. Well, I don't have a lot of Planeswalkers left in my deck, so I guess I'll just play Takenuma. A lot of these games do actually come down to, like, parity here, like, where, like, they just have nothing and we have nothing, and it's about who top decks better. But, like, I think generally speaking, we have better top decks with, like, Fable of the Mirror Breaker into, like, you know, other high value cards. But it is, like, in these moments where I do kind of wish I played more cards that drew me cards. Like, I don't know. That's annoying. Guess I have to discard Rending Volley here, because they're going to discard their other Parhelion, and I can... Yeah, I guess it's Rending Volley. We can channel Sokenzan. I mean, I guess I might as well duress them. It's not a land, because if it was a land, they would have played it already. Containment Priest. They're playing Containment Priest. That's so funny. Well, that's good to know about. I've seen more people playing with Containment Priest lately. It's been a weird game. It's certainly harder without Waste Not. That's for goddamn sure. But you can't always have your namesake, I suppose. I mean, of course, if we just draw, well, if we draw Angrath, that's pretty good. We have a couple of outs here. Man, what is this? What are you playing right now, man? Yeah, so if we exile, if we do this, we'll be able to kill Liliana. Okay. Lame. All right. I mean, assuming they don't block the zombie, I would hope that that's not what they do, but they might. I don't know. Why did they have to give these zombies Decayed? Like a 2/2 zombie isn't bad enough. Like they're just like, no man, it has to be worse. Like it has to be worse than a 2/2 zombie. Like it has to die after it attacks. One zombie is just too good. Normally I would hold the land, but since my opponent's playing like mono Lilianas over there, well, at least we have an answer for Containment Priest and for Greasefang, if it comes to that. Yeah, that's a good time to draw Grizzly Salvage. It's a good thing I drew this. Wow. Man, they were about to get me. They were about to Grizzly Salvage their way into a victory. I don't fucking think so. That is pretty scary though. I mean, they have Arhelion in the yard again. Like, I was safe for a little while. Of course, if we draw our enchantment, then we'll be good too. Not gonna play that. Sorry, we don't have the updated deck right now. I can upload it though on Stream Decker. Current deck. Upload. There we go. I think it thought sees me. Well, I'm gonna get a lot of nothing. Lot o' nothing. That's the current deck, Biomassed. One has one card in hand, and it's not a land, apparently. Well, I guess we'll see what it is. We're just drawing a lot of nothing over here. Yeah, well, that was a waste, basically. I don't know. Maybe there's some world where I save Duress for if I draw a Waste Not, but I don't think so. I think I had to do it in case they were holding a Chariot. Alright, I like it. They're starting to get in there with the Priest. Very cool. We draw a third land, then I'm playing it. Just basically trying to keep cards in my hand in case I draw a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. sick. Not another Grizzly Salvage, don't do it. Oh, this is something else. Oh no. Yeah, you win. You win, I can't beat that. Okay. Just drew too much of nothing. I mean, I normally don't bring in Liliana in this matchup. Letting them decide what they discard is kind of bad, and also, like, the minus isn't as good because A, it's not instant speed obviously, but also because sometimes they just play Azeka's Chariot and just beat you that way. So like, I think my sideboard plan is fine. I think we just needed to draw like a threat or something there. Sand's pretty good. I think we start out on a duress, and go from there. Opponent has a Thoughtseize and a Grizzly Salvage and a Parhelion. It's kind of annoying. I think we just take their Thoughtseize here, and then next turn I think I'm just going to take Grizzly Salvage. Grizzly Salvage is like a way better card than Rafine's Informant, even with the Parhelion in their hand.
As we peer into society's future, we, you and I, and our government, we, you and
Let's see
I,
what you drew.
and our government must avoid the impulse to
Double
live
Parhelion.
today.
Now, K-Command isn't obviously the best card in this scenario, but like it does buy us some time. It's generally just better than like my worst card main deck. That's kind of why it makes the cut here. Okay. Oh, I almost played Mutavault there. That would have been sad. We might be in the business of actually channeling this and reanimating something, but Cruelty of Gix, if we're actually able to resolve it, can be kind of good. Oh, also K-Command is really good against Azeka's Chariot. Please tell me you didn't draw Greasefang. He did. That's so cool. Such a cool person. Probably just gonna do 2 damage and destroy the artifact. Fuck, man, that's annoying. Alright, we'll have a turn to draw like a removal spell for Greasefang as well. So there's that.
You and I, and our government, we, you and I,
Oh, they forgot to crew. Yes, they forgot to crew.
live only for today.
Incredible. Alright, well, we played to our out of our opponent forgetting to crew their vehicle. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything now. Put that back in your hand, homie. Put that back in your hand.
You got an organ going there. No wonder the sound has so much body.
I'm not gonna play Fable because, like, again, I can fade a Parhelion for a turn. Although it is tempting to get a creativity on the battlefield, or get a creativity and then put in the tracks on the battlefield. My other plan is possibly like hold up K-Command and also hold up Takenuma. So if they don't bring back a Parhelion, I can always Takenuma, and then hopefully hit a Traxa, and then we can Cruelty of Gix bring it back. I guess I would have to hit a land though in order to do that. Yeah, this is tricky. I don't know. I think K-Command is just the safer play though. My opponent has 2 Parhelions in hand and 3 unknowns, so I have to assume they have something to discard it. Yeah, there it is. They probably won't forget to crew again. That's kind of something that stays burned into your brain for a little bit. Oh no, they remembered. Alright. Destroy artifact and deal 2 damage. Sad boys. Could make them discard a card, but they would just discard their second Parhelion, so it's kind of like whatever. This is going to be tough to beat. Okay, well, there's that. I mean, I guess that works. So we just go blank them. And they would literally have to top deck away to discard Parhelion. Kind of into that. Okay, so they discarded everything but Parhelion. So they have a Parhelion in hand and that's it. Thank God. Jesus Christ, I was about to say, man, if they hit a, if they hit some way to discard Parhelion, I was going to be really sad. What did they take? They probably took Containment Priest, right? Yeah, they chose Containment Priest. Hit me for 7. I mean, I guess I could have blocked, but yeah, I don't know. That's very timely. Well, I can't cast this, because if I do, then it doesn't really do anything for me. I just lose. So I'm just gonna cast Fool and hold up Mutavault for blocks. Yeah, I guess Containment Priest doesn't hit their Parhelion combo, so it's pretty good for them. Attacking with Greasefang is tempting to double block. I don't necessarily think I win by double blocking the Greasefang. Especially because like they don't have the combo for now. Difficult choice. I mean, I'm clearly discarding 2 cards here, I think. That's where we're at. Yeah, I think I value discard, like, discarding 2 cards, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for, I mean, I guess I should have kept in Fatal Push, right? because I could have a way to deal with this containment priest. Yeah, it's kind of a learning thing for me, I think. Yeah, let's walk here. I mean, I can hit Greasefang with this, indomitable creativity. They might get a Parhelion, or they might get a fucking Fiend's Informant or some dumb shit. Either way, I know for a fact I'm discarding these. So, okay. Man, tough choice. I mean, the non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. So what if we... How does this work? What if we... I think I have an idea. Alright, let's attack first. I have an idea.
Red hot molten lava, too hot for toddlers, too hot for you and your crew, so don't bother. I'm the globe plotter, party block rocker, heart and showstopper, break it all proper. With lyrics to go, yo, the jock crew slow will flow. An underground continental, the words that blow. The competition straight through the dough. The rocket Herbie Hancock it like 80 bucks.
Okay. Alright, that's what I thought that worked. Alright, go ahead and destroy my Fable. Okay, so what do we want to do here? Planeswalker, instant, land. And what enchantment do we want? Do we want Fable or Hidetsugu? I think it's Fable. Alright, I don't know what we have to dodge here, but I think I'm in the clear. That's amazing, yeah. Pretty crazy. Although, they might still get me with that draw. How much is Parhelion accrue? It's 4, so they have to go... You would gain 7, go to 9. I think I still die. Yeah, I still die. That's so sad. I die because they drew Rafine's Informant. And also partially, I guess, because I didn't target my Goblin Shaman token instead of the treasure. They would have targeted the treasure with Knight of Autumn, and I would have had to sack it for red. Yeah, I mean, unfortunate, but I think I learned some things for sure, and I think overall it was still a good learning experience, and that's what I'm gonna leave off on. It was fun though. I mean, round 1 we definitely got variance the fuck out. But yeah, I like the creativity on Containment Priest line. I actually didn't see that initially, but it took me a sec. That was fun. Super fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun, obviously. And yeah, I definitely will be streaming a lot here soon. So if you guys want to catch the stream, as always, feel free to follow. And if you're really feeling inclined to, you can feel free to subscribe. Obviously not required. I appreciate you guys just spending your time with me. And I always enjoy spending my time with you guys. So with that, I will be sending you off to our good friend Doomwake. Channel has followers, subscribers, one channel. What are you doing, What are you doing over there? Yeah, so we're gonna send you guys over, and yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and take care. Peace out, guys.